Start. Hey, the broadcast start. Yay! Hey, this is Aaron Karsten with Role Playing Public Radio, and this is a Patreon game. This is Atomic Robo, and the title of this particular adventure is named Edison's Array. So we'll be rejoining the Fighting Sciences of Tesladyne, and for this particular session, we're condensing the team down to two. So we have Raymond and Thomas with us again. So guys, if you want to tell us who your characters are, we'll get started.
It's a regular reunion special over here.
Yep.
I'm going to be playing Julie Walker this time, who is, as far as I can tell from looking at her character sheet and whatnot, is a cybernetics expert. She's got robotics and biomedical engineering.
So. Yes, and fun fact for those people who read the comics, she is actually one of two people who is personally in charge of Robo's maintenance. So
I thought that might have been the case, considering you can see Robo's arm and upper shoulder in the picture that they have.
Yes, so that is correct. She was actually one of the two people who was responsible for rebuilding him after his near destruction in the Ghost of Station X, which can be read on the Atomic Robo website now, or you can buy a trade. Give me money, evil hat. So,
Evil hat.
So, and Thomas.
I'll be playing Bao Leng again because we need someone who can fight. That's just my guess.
True.
Also, I have material science.
No, again, this is action science, so you need to be able to pick up a gun at some point. You don't have to be effective with it, but you do need to pick up a gun every once in a while. So
material science is like one of my favorite science skills to have in games.
How much explosives do I need? Material science.
Everything.
Well, yeah, you can also use it to, for instance, you could use it in Eclipse Phase to try and work out where a synthmorph was made by using the portable lab to analyze its metallurgy.
I prefer the use of the skill conspiracy theory, and then just make shit up to annoy your GM.
Yep.
And that's
make it up.
And that's
conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and that's when I start making you roll employment checks. So if you fail,
was the Lunar Wizards.
Exactly.
The reptile Lunar Wizards.
Oh God. So aliens. But in any case, obviously you are watching the Discovery Channel. So, or is that? No, it's the History Channel. Excuse me. Since whatever ancient alien knockoff is playing in the background. Baleng, it has actually been about 6 months since the incident on. That's an incident in Akihabara, Tokyo. So that has been, although when you came back, you immediately came back to something of a hero's welcome, and also the envy of your coworkers as you were able to actually test out some of the Big Science Inc.'s reflex technology. So
those crazy rocket scientists.
Which you did ask. It was asked if Robo could possibly furnish any of those, but he mumbled something again about proprietary tech, and that last time he tried to do something, as such, it pretty much teleported him to the moon for some reason. So that has been put on the back.
Just a few bugs.
But that has been put on the back burner from that. But it's around this time when you're both just basically on a break watching. It's like watching TV, that you get a ping on your communicator and you're being called into Robo's office.
All right, set up.
All right.
Oh, I on my way back, to his office. I'm gonna stop by my own office and get my Robo repair kit, because I suspect that's why I've been called into his office. He's injured himself again.
Actually, you can tell that he's not on that, because since the last incident against his personal wishes, but in accordance with UN protocol, since he does have a nuclear core, new sensors were actually placed on him in case of a potential breach or major malfunction. So those have not gone off for you.
Well then, brilliant. I don't need to. I'll just go straight to his office.
So, although you do know he has been known to rewire certain things late at night, but you're assuming you can just make the assumption that it's okay for the moment. So, but you knock on the door or called in, and Robo is sitting there on his phone. He waves you in, and you actually notice that Jenkins is sitting over in the corner, brooding as usual, so or at least just looking serious.
I nod
But
to him.
so
That's good.
so he just looks over, nods at both of you, and goes back to his analysis of the room. About that time, Robo hangs up the phone and just starts rubbing his forehead. Oh God, just out of all the things that had to start off today. So come on in, guys. Sorry, I've dealing with more requests from the president. Where apparently the UN is still having the issue of giant monster attacks being a possible issue around the world, and I keep telling them it's only going to be segmented to Tokyo, but they figured one of them might have swam into the sea or something. So,
Hey man, I've seen Godzilla.
and I think we've already determined that most of those creatures are not biologically viable. You know for a fact the only reason that particular kaiju was even holding itself up is that it had a ridiculous amount of muscle mass resisting against the gravity. But okay, babbling. Sorry, gotta go on.
Let's not get into the biology of giant monsters because that's not my field.
Nor is it my field.
That is true. I actually brought you in for another specific purpose.
Oh?
Well, in one case for you, Julie, I need more of your particular expertise in robotics because looks like we had a mechanical burglar try to steal something from the National Museum of American History in Washington, D.C.
Wait. A mechanical burglar as in somebody that steals things that are mechanical, or a mechanical burglar as in a burglar who is a machine?
Robo gives you a flat stare.
It's an important
What do you
distinction.
what do you think?
The second one.
It could be both.
Yeah,
So,
indeed!
Well, okay, Bao, you caught me in my bullshit. You have currently you're actually right on both ends. Late last night, there was a break-in at the National Museum of American History. Apparently, they were having an exhibit on Thomas Edison's achievements. You see Robo doing this in quote marks.
Hack!
And apparently, some of his at least the documentation and smaller older examples of his inventions were taken out of the revolving exhibit that was at the American History Museum. So unfortunately, they did not. Most of the cameras were down at the time. Somebody managed to hack into the security system. However, they ended up finding this. You see him turn over his tablet, and there appears to be what looks like some sort of cobbled together robot. Julie, you can go ahead and make a robotics check if you'd like.
Brilliant. So, remind me again of the rolling mechanic?
You will take your dice, look on your sheet, and see how much of a bonus it has, and then add that to it, or subtract it as
add that to the total number of dice rolled? Is it a dice pool game?
No, it's basically what you get in here. So you have a robotics at 5. So you'll roll your dice, and whatever plus or minuses you have will be added or subtracted to that number.
All right. So how many dice am I rolling? Is what I'm asking.
4. Sorry, I forgot you only had that. So it'll just be 4 fate dice.
So I roll 4 of the plus dice on this roller, and then I add. Yep. Okay, I follow. I remember. I'm back in the saddle. Okay.
No
so
problem.
I've got 2 pluses and 2 minuses, so that cancels out the roll on the actual dice, but I have a +5.
Yep, you have a +5, so you can. That's still a success. You look at this, the robot, and you realize that you've heard of the term pots and pans robots before, kind of jokingly referred to ramshackle devices or very baseline robots. This pretty much is. That's like the epitome of that. It looks like it has been cobbled together from various different ones. One is that's like one of the legs from it appear to be off some sort of either Disney or Chuck E. Cheese animatronic. Its torso looks like it was, and head looks like it was just cobbled together out of a drone camera system, and that's like in a very basic.
Like a quadcopter.
Yeah, that's actually at the top of the head. You see that they're basically the quadcopters aren't functioning. It looks like it may, from the picture, it almost looks like it was something. The head it was almost pulled out of a junkyard, and the arms seem to be just general manipulators. One of them appears to be a disused, that's like robot assembly arm that you would normally find. It's like find possibly in an automobile factory or
Oh, so its
general one.
limbs are like all disproportionate too, because that would be pretty big.
So
Even if they like cut it down to just two joints.
yeah, no, that's the biggest thing about it is that ultimately this seemed it's like this was what they thought broke into it. The only reason that they found it is because on it, this seemed the thing apparently tripped an alarm on the way out and was and almost overtook the security guards when one of them accidentally managed to graze what appeared to be a hydraulic pump on its side and shut it down completely. So it is
Interesting.
just it's like it is pretty much
Wow, that
just
must. I say to everyone, this is a really poorly designed robot. It must. It's got like no redundancies to its systems. They barely damaged it, and then that shut down the whole system because it wasn't able to override that fault. Like, yeah.
so it's absolutely amazing that this thing apparently was walking at all. So whoever either created this was either a complete genius or an inept madman. So it's it's confusing
Those
to see.
two often intersect.
It's a
So
very thin line.
no, again, how do you think we comb? It's like how do you think we comb for potential applicants to this job? Anyway,
Robo was built by Tesla, wasn't he?
yes, he was. So
Yeah.
he was Tesla's greatest
So
creation.
so we definitely hate Edison over here.
Oh yeah, no. If you, I don't think I went into that in the background sense of it, but yeah, Tesla and Edison had a massive rivalry going on during rivalry during going on, especially that actually led into other secret wars between between Edison and actually Tesla's group, which were I believe called the Scions of Science. I could be wrong about that, but
The scions of science. Well,
I have to take a look
yeah,
at
I've only
that.
read the one Atomic Robo thing.
So,
I can't even remember what it was called. I think there was
so
a nuclear-powered robot in Russia or something. I don't know.
So, but I will actually take a look at that. But in any case, while he's looking around, yes. So pretty much, I need you to go down and investigate that. More than likely, nothing of importance was stolen. It's like they listed. It's like we don't have a full list of what they took. Mainly, it was just It's like random journals that were on display. One of the other things was apparently an early phonograph. It's like an early phonograph that Edison was using to miniaturize into different. That's like trying to miniaturize for different uses, but knowing him, the crafty bastard may have actually snuck something else in there that we weren't aware of. So
Is
it's
it possible that these things were taken just for their uh, monetary value? Like maybe somebody was going to sell them to a private collector?
if that's like if that may be the case, but also in turn one, why would they want to steal anything of this? Because baseline phonographs, even the Edison ones, or it's like Edison ones were pretty much that's like pretty much baseline of what you could actually get from that. It's more than like, and also there could have been other ways to get in here without being seen. I'm
Hmm.
more than willing to bet that since we have this robot, it was a distraction for something else. And so
Okay.
that's why I wanted you to go down and take a look and see if there's any information that we can pull. Also the reason why I want you down there is because unfortunately, given the odd nature of it, the government has decided to send Majestic 12 units in there as well. Baseline
Those
investigation.
hacks.
Well, baseline investigators, but pretty much they have more authority over than that than we do. I pulled some strings and managed to say that this is an issue of UN importance, so that might be able to get their backs off of you for a little bit, but it won't be long before they try to pull a little bit of political clout. So you need to get
Right. So
down there immediately.
the National Museum of American History, which is where we're going, right?
Yes, that is in Washington, D.C. So,
Indeed, it's in Washington D.C. and appears to be part of the Smithsonian.
yes, so that is correct.
I just did a quick Google search
Yep.
because, as you can probably tell, listeners, I'm not from America.
Yay, so no problem. Like I said, if you have any questions about certain museums or anything, just feel free to let me know. So,
It didn't take me long to figure out what we were doing.
no.
Yeah, cool. Okay. How are we gonna get there? Do we have
You have the
super
Plane?
science planes or something?
Yeah, you have the it's like currently you still have you have flights going off from Tesla Island. So, um, you
We'll
were
take the Sky Ranger.
so you'll no. The Sky Ranger, unfortunately, has been grounded for the moment. Basically, the propulsion system is ripped open a hole in another dimension. So until we actually figure out,
Again? Damn it.
yeah, so that's again a problem. We lost we lost Sky Ranger 6, and we can't get funding for Sky Ranger 7 just yet. So, which is
And budget cuts.
yeah, unfortunately that. But get down there immediately. Let me know if you find it's like what you find out, and if nothing else, we can figure out a way to draw off Majestic 12 from this. I really want to know what they stole. So,
Cool.
hopefully we can take it. So,
Is there any gear or anything we should take with us? I know it's a fake game, so gear is sort of bleh. But yeah.
for this, since it's a baseline investigation, you probably shouldn't need much of anything. Although there is a Tesla-Dyne home office in DC. So,
Okay, well we can always go there if we need something.
yeah. So
Like
that yeah, they do
some
have a
spectral analysis.
yeah.
Some
So
death rate.
you can have basic tools with you. If you think of something, feel free to do that. You can process that as well. However, if you do need any actual equipment, there is an affiliate office that will be able to support you. So. Since
Cool.
we have to keep that near the government again as per agreements and regulations as of the last time because yeah, I may or may not be wanted. It's like still wanted by the federal government for crimes as potential crimes. So which out of character, that is actually stuff that you would have known of specifically from the Ghost of Station X when Alan, the AI that's like an AI that was developed by Alan Turing, tried to destroy the world by creating a massive Orion ship. So
Orion ship?
essentially, it was an island-sized spaceship that was powered by nuclear propulsion. That
Okay.
he was using it. Long story short, he essentially concocted the majority of the Cold War in order to get enough technology and fissionable materials to escape the planet.
And now I have looked up Orion ship so that I know where that term
They're
comes
crazy.
from. Project Orion, nuclear propulsion. Okay.
Yes.
You fly at 1% of the speed of light by not nuclear explosions behind you.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty risque.
Yeah, so not to be actually confused with the Orion craft that are currently being set up right now by NASA. So completely different thing. So.
All right, cool.
But in any case, you do notice right now that Robo is being once you go through, he dismisses you, he turns back and starts. That's like quietly talking with Jenkins. So if you want to, let's see if. I will give you notice checks if you want to try to listen in as you leave. So.
Of course.
I don't even know how to make a notice check.
There should be on your character sheet. If you don't, let's see.
I have science, banter, and action.
Okay, let me see.
I think it's
Look.
action.
Yeah, those are your primary mode. That's like modes, and then the skills are listed underneath it. So, let me find yours for Julie. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have. Oh, yeah, I do have notice. There it is.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no problem.
My bad.
Oh, it's okay. Like I said, it happens. This is a little. If you're not used to Fate, it's a little bit different to read. So, yeah, you can go both make notice checks. This will be the same as last time for Fate dice, and then add or subtract that to the 4.
I got a 6.
I get 5.
Okay, so you can hear them. That's like talking. It's like quietly. The only real things that you can get, Julie, are that Robo. That's like Robo seems to be very, very concerned about any kind of Tesla thing. That's like it's like any kind of Edison tech getting out there that may have been hidden. And you actually know a little bit more about the history of this just because of the rivalry that went on between Tesla and Edison. Bao, you actually hear a little more snippet before the door closes as Jenkins actually looks over to Robo and says, do you think they found anything related to Odic? And then immediately slams, and then the door shuts, cutting off the conversation.
What is an Odic?
You can actually, if you want to, you can make not.
Well, Tom will have to tell me what Odic is first, because I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So let's see, what would that be for you, Bao? I will say that you can actually make a general roll under science.
Okay.
So this will just be a +1 for you.
Not very good scientist. More action than science.
Yeah. So, but this will be
I got a 2.
You got a 2. You're not really sure, but that's like you know that you've heard that term before. So you can actually you can tell Julie if you want to, and she might be able to remember something if you have that particular word. So.
No, everything must be kept secret. No, that's Delta Green. Yeah, sure.
So.
You mentioned Odic, and I just did a quick Google search on Odic, by the way. And Julie, because she loved Star Wars growing up, says, "Oh, that's the name of a star system in Star Wars."
Well, that is correct. But
what is the roll to make to try and analyze the stuff?
For you, that will just be a science, just general science. So.
So +3.
+3.
Ooh. 2.
2. So you remember something that that's like you remember that there was a theory revolving around something called Odic force, but unfortunately you have no particular idea. Since that's
I remember what that is now.
Use the Odic force, Luke.
Yeah, but pretty much, yeah. That's all that you know about it. So you might have some time to research it a little bit later, but right now you have a flight to catch. So.
All right. I'm gonna take my get ready for a long flight pills.
So, it actually isn't too bad right now because the island itself, and I'm probably making this on the spot, but it is on the East Coast, so it's at the most it's only going to be an hour.
So it's in the Atlantic Ocean?
Yes. So it was particularly moved there after Robo decided that having an office in the middle of the Empire State Building was a bad idea. So
it's like we get attacked.
Oh, the Tesla offices were moved there. I thought you meant the island was moved there. I'm like, oh, it's one of those islands.
Shh, we don't talk about that. So
that's the secret island.
So yeah, this is where it was officially moved. So more spacious and more forgiving terrain if something should explode. So
like the interdimensional sciences building.
Yes. So which is a lot more frequent than you would think. So
I think it's pretty frequent.
I don't know. I'm pretty willing to accept that would blow up a lot. I've seen Half-Life. Played, rather.
But yeah, you both get on. You both find the. It's like you both managed to go ahead and get one of the private jets from the Tesla offices and take off. It's only about a 2-hour flight at the most, just to get through air traffic.
This is a cushy flight, and we didn't have to go through customs.
I know.
So, yeah, since you are under UN...
No TSA boarding for private jets.
Well, at the moment right now, you do have UN clearance, so you are able, and since you're on an investigation, you're able to bypass the majority of that. So, about 5 hours later, you find yourself at the National Museum of American History. So, there is the curator there, a Dr. Philip Carlson, welcomes you. Middle-aged man with graying hair. He has been the head of this museum for the past 5 years. So, and immediately takes you in the back. I'm not sure what to say about this. They said that you and the other federal investigators would be able to at least give us some sort of idea of why this was taken. None of the other exhibits were actually touched at all, except for unfortunately some of the ones that the robot destroyed on its way out. But it seemed to be more just disoriented than anything else. But he takes you into the back, and see you actually are in a particular wing that is completely revolving around Thomas Edison's creations. So you see a list of his list of the accomplishments.
His quote unquote accomplishments.
Yeah. So, but Dr. Carlson gives you the majority of information that apparently at 1 a.m. in the morning, after when the cleaning crews were in, the alarm was tripped on the display on the Edison exhibit going out from it, and that's when they ended up seeing the robot. One of the security guards managed to shoot at it, which was not dissuading it, although it didn't seem to be reacting violently. It just seemed to be on a straight path for the most part. And you go through, and it has been moved into the back, so it would not, that's like, alarm any of the other museum goers, and they've just cordoned off the Edison exhibit for renovations at the moment. But he said currently the federal agents are looking into that at the moment. If you would like to join them, so but anything else we can do to assist in your investigation, we would be happy to. So, okay.
I say to, what was the name of this curator guy, sorry?
Philip Carlson.
I say, Phil, would you be able to do me a favor?
Certainly.
Could you get me a bottle of water?
Certainly. He looks over to another assistant. Yeah, can you get one of the assistants? Dr. Walker, one of the bottle of water, please. Thank you. So. And
as they go off to do that, I go up to the crime scene, I guess.
Oh no, he's getting an assistant. He's following you. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
So.
He's too important.
But yeah, you do go into the back. You actually see the doors that are leading there around this Edison exhibit. You pass by and you actually see that the primary exhibit that was smashed was proudly states that these are the personal journals of Thomas Edison, and you see the displays that had particular pedestals on them that were showing there. He points.
Can I make a science roll?
What are you wanting to do?
Or possibly know this, I don't know which. I know that Leonardo da Vinci, for example, wrote all of his journals in code. Was Edison known for using code in his journals as well?
I will say you don't have to roll for that. That is, no, because of Tesla history, you absolutely know that's the case. So,
do I know the type of code that Edison used? For instance, I personally know the code that Da Vinci used. He wrote it backwards and in another language.
Unfortunately, you don't know that offhand. However, once you actually get if you manage to get a hold of one of the journals.
If I had the journal, I'd be able to make a roll, or I might even remember from seeing it.
You essentially could you can actually make a call to the Home Office and see what information they had on there. Because unfortunately, Tesla, despite their rivalry, doesn't actually have access to much of Thomas Edison's estate, primarily due to the fact of rivalry and any that would have been considered an estate sale at the time. Atomic Robo was specifically banned from. So
yeah, he put it in his will. Don't let any of them Tesla jerks get anywhere near my shit.
Yeah, and also in the history, I do apologize. This is a part of what is known. Thomas Edison physically died in 1931
spiritually.
Yeah, after trying to. Conduct an experiment that backfired on him. This is actually documented in Tesla history, although the full details are not given.
Like the lightning fight.
So you can do this as well. Although I will actually let you both. This is actually common knowledge in the history, but you also realize that whatever experiment that he was working on, he apparently did not die completely, or was possibly rendered incorporeal as his ghost or whatever returned to the Tesla headquarters in the Empire State Building back in 1999. So,
Yeah, the ghost of Edison's past.
so, or as they refer to him, Undead Edison. So,
Undead Edison.
so,
Yep.
but apparently the entity quickly discorporated and has not been seen since. So, but in any case, you do see that, yeah, the display, Dr. Carlson actually does give you a list of the items that were particularly taken. They appear to be 5 journals that document different.
I'll wait until you've listed all the stuff, then I'll
yeah,
ask my question.
no problem. They appear to be 5 journals that seem to be. Seem to have dictated certain. Certain other inventions. It has not. Unfortunately, the full listing is not on this list. He can give you access to the computer records later if you'd like to go through details of what has been scanned in. What appears to be a miniaturized phonograph, which was believed to be a prototype for basically a wax cylinder reader that was supposed to be in a doll. Several of these are known to have existed outside of his collection, and what appeared to be an experimental version of basically another light bulb. However, this one had a different metallic filament that had yet to be identified. So it was it's like the museum assumed that it was just a mock-up prototype that never went into production. So.
You said you had scans of some of his journals?
Yes, 3 of the journals were in the process of being digitized for public records. We do have that information inside as well. So,
can I say that I have a tablet?
So yes, absolutely.
Would you? I hold up my tablet and say, can I get it on the Wi-Fi, or do you need to transfer it to my tablet? As seeing what was in those journals might help us in working out why they were taken.
That information is restricted to the intranet, which we do not have any current logins for on there. But I would be happy to transfer it over to your device once we're in the back.
Brilliant, wonderful, cool.
So, but you do have the exhibit here if you want to try to look at anything before you go back. So
yeah,
I'm gonna make a notice.
Okay.
4.
Ooh, 4. Okay.
I get a 6 on my notice.
Okay, good job. So, you do see. You actually look in there, and you did see one thing because the scene has actually been kept pretty clean. They haven't brought any investigators other than the Majestic 12 ones, which apparently they've bypassed this area completely. But you do see 2 things. One, there appears to be on the inside where of part of the broken glass, a small piece of fabric that appears to have ripped off of a sleeve or some other article of clothing. So that's at least what you're getting off of that. Thomas, that's what you end up pulling on from there. And Ray, when you get that, you smell it, and you actually get it's a little bit odd, a very kind of strong perfume off of it. So almost kind of a rose-scented perfume.
Ugh, perfume.
So, but also you do smell something else underneath that when you realize that it has kind of also an acrid smell underneath it, which is a little bit odd. You can make another science roll to see if you can identify what that is.
Oh, I bet it's like electrical burning, like ozone. But we shall see.
Okay. Yep, you can make that science roll.
I got a 2.
2. So it smells very familiar off of that, but you just can't quite identify it. So it's just
I hand it to my companion and say, "Smell this. Do you notice the acrid smell behind the perfume?"
Let me see.
And Bao, since you're rolling this, you can actually roll combat for this.
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay.
Or actually, I take that back. It's a material science. I apologize.
Okay.
Material silence.
But either which would actually work. So
that would be a 3.
Baseline. This is gun. It's like this is gunpowder. This
Oh.
is
Huh.
That's like this whatever this article of clothing was. It was in the vicinity of. It looks basic. It was in the presence of a firearm being discharged, and you realize, and I would say because of your combat knowledge, you don't have to roll for this. This isn't a new smell. This is an old one. This is one that's been ingrained, and you realize that apparently this perfume that you're smelling on top of it was maybe put there to cover that smell up.
Maybe it was some kind of Civil War zombie. Or something far more logical.
So,
Yeah, Spanish-American War zombie. Come on.
So, but no, that's pretty much where you were. But that's pretty much what you have from here. You were
It's the
led.
ghost of Teddy Roosevelt.
So,
No,
no,
because that implies Teddy Roosevelt could die.
That's true.
and they still have yet to find his corpse. So,
He didn't die, he just retired.
He went home.
Yeah,
Elvis.
it's just like Men in Black, he just went home.
oh god, God, remind me of that.
Anyway,
So-
sorry.
No, it's okay. That's good. But in any case, you were brought back, and you see the full. It's like the full drive of the robot, and it's now that you're seeing it in person. It again is fairly big, and it makes it even more impressive that apparently it got in here silently without doing anything, which is even more confusing. But you do see that there are 3 other agents, and you recognize these as Men in Black. These are quintessent. That's like these are essentially General Majestic 12 agents. So
Majestic 12 is basically Men in Black, right?
no, actually that would be Delphi. Well, sorry, I take that back. That's like what I meant to say. Excuse me, just to say that this is a more government.
These are G-Men.
G-men aspect of it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So yeah, Delphi is pure on Men in Black, and if you see them, you want to be away from them immediately because they are bad news as cyborgs. So
Ooh, cyborgs.
yeah,
That's
but in any
right up
case-
my alley.
but in any case, you see that they are going through. At least probing around the robot. One of them seems to be trying to uncouple something from its side. So
I'm gonna walk up to that guy and be like,
Yeah.
"Excuse me, I'm a specialist in robotics. Do you have any idea what you're doing?" And I'm gonna use provoke for that.
provoke. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
how are you? So are you just
You want
trying?
me to
Maybe
provoke? I have a plus
Maybe
4.
it's meant to. Oh, I have +3 to provoke.
No, that's a social skill, so that will actually work in this case. So, are you just trying to go on a full-on intimidation?
Yeah.
So-
I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You don't know. You're some idiot. Some
Okay.
idiot.
You're a desk
agent.
jockey.
Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
fine. Go ahead and make that roll.
Oh, I got 4.
4. Okay. This particular agent will go ahead and roll his will against that. So.
Yeah, he better.
But he only got a 3, so you managed to gobble one of those up and take it over it. He kind of backs off immediately. You see that you startled him just be kind of walking up, and you get the feeling that looking at him, this guy is youngish. He's probably about 25, 26. So he's probably one of the newbie agents who has been brought on board.
I put my hand on his shoulder and say, "I'm sorry for snapping like that. It's just, this is a very ramshackled together robot. This is the one we saw in the images, right?
Yes, that is correct. This is the one that you were shown.
And metal. We don't know what could happen if you touch the wrong thing. It could malfunction. Its power source might overheat and explode.
Or you might be trying to throw us off the scent of illegal Tesla tech being in the public, Miss Walker. And
What?
Let me interrupt real quick. I'll say this is way too bad to be Tesla Tech. I don't know, maybe insert other
Yeah.
company from Atomic Robo that's a rival of Tesladyne. It looks like their shit compared to us.
but behind you there is another. That's like what you probably determine is the senior agent, guy about 6'5", 5, graying hair at the temples. You honestly swear he kind of almost looks like Jenkins' twin, but he does not it's like does not have as hardened look as Jenkins does.
Didn't go
Maybe
to
he's a
that
clone.
vampire dimension.
So, well, Jenkins was the. You actually do you say that?
No, that's just me making commentary,
Okay.
not my character making commentary.
So no, that's actually fine. But you do see this gentleman, and he looks back at the other agent. Uh, Tompkins, get back to work. We don't have. That's like we don't have that much time. May I ask why Tesladine has decided to send its agents down here?
The UN decided to send us down here.
Really, they're allowing you. That's like they're allowing you carte blanche. They're allowing you to investigate things after that whole debacle. That's like after the entire debacle on in the Pacific.
Well, let me get. I got this. They want someone actually competent to investigate this thing, and since they heard you were going to be here, I can't.
So provoking him again.
I'm not afraid to speak my
Damn!
mind. It's an aspect.
Oh, not afraid to speak your mind. Okay, so that's a good one. If you want to use provoke, that'll be at a +2 for if you want to invoke that.
I do. Gives me a +6. I got a 5.
Still, that is absolutely enough. So he will roll will just to see if he can shake that. Oh, and he fails that with a 3. So you do, yeah. You realize that you've been around Jenkins far longer than this guy ever has. Although you do realize he probably was a coworker at some point, since Jenkins was part of Majestic 12 beforehand. He does shake and look and sighs, and kind of comes back. Do you have paperwork? That's like paperwork. Because I'm not going to let you start digging through here without your so-called UN approval.
Do we actually have paperwork?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Oh, well, then,
It is bullshitting legalese, but it is enough. It should be absolutely enough to get them off your back for at least a couple minutes.
I hand it to Bao so that Bao might get like a bonus to his roll. Or her roll, sorry.
So,
yeah.
But you will go. This was actually not necessary. You see him going through it. Flips a couple pages. So, it's like, since you are apparently on an official mission, we will let you take a look at this. But I expect any information that you bring to be shared with Majestic 12, as Tesladine is a U.S.-based division.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I look at him and say, of course, just like you would share the information with us.
So, oh God, that's a good one. He sneers at you a little bit. Boys, gentlemen, let them let the ladies take a look. We'll be back. So, and the 2 other agents immediately follow him out. And so, and you actually can see Dr. Coulson in the back, just kind of fidgeting ever so slightly. But otherwise, you can start taking a look at the different anything around here.
I'm going to make another robotics roll on the robot, just in case I notice something
Okay.
that I missed.
Mechanical engineering. Okay.
And also, I want to see what the piece of the robot was that the guy was trying to pull out as well.
It was actually on its back. It looks like it was part of an closed-up, just a closed panel. Which, when you actually take a look, now that you're actually looking at it closer, you realize that its torso is actually an ATM machine.
What the hell?
Is there still
I'm gonna
money
make
in
that
it?
science roll.
So you can go ahead and make that. And Tom, were you making your mechanical engineering roll?
Yeah. I'll do my material science once we take stuff to be analyzed, but
okay,
I got A.
So are you doing material or mechanical engineering?
I'll do material. Why not?
Okay. Okay.
And I got a 4.
4? Okay.
I got a 4 on my robotics.
Okay. Well, you find out some interesting things together. One of those is that when you look, that's like when you're looking at this. Yeah, this is absolute. On the exterior, this is absolutely a ramshackle robot. But you, through the panel that you managed to take off on what appears to be the that's like what appears to be the ATM torso of this. There is actually some very sophisticated joints in here. Everything that you see on top of this almost looks like it's more camouflage than anything else, that it was meant to look like a scrap pile.
I was gonna say, an ATM is kind of armored, so...
So, but yeah, you look around and you see that apparently it's, yeah, for this end, it looks like it's, sorry, on the inside, that there appears to be basically a longer base or skeleton that is, at this point now, is very burned out, and now, instead of a gun smoke, you actually do smell the acrid, that kind of the acrid ozone burning smell along the inside, which means that whatever this thing is, it once that hydraulic was gone, it burned itself out pretty quickly. So, so there seemed to be a pump. So whatever this was, it was running hot, and it probably needed a lot of coolant to take itself down. But you may be able to dig the base one out of this particular machine. Bao, you actually noticed something a little bit odder. As you're running your hands through along the edge of the ATM, basically the ATM and the other devices, you're feeling what appear to be ridges along it. It's not a smooth surface on the back of the ATM. And as you're running your hands through the other appendages of this particular robot, you're feeling that same inconsistency, which kind of brings you to another a little concern. Now you can make a mechanical engineering roll at a +1. Okay. So at a bonus. So you have a +1 bonus on mechanical engineering.
Yes, I finally rolled well. Let's see. That will be a 6.
A 6. This comes to the more startling conclusion that the entire exterior of this robot was 3D printed. It is, and the pieces that you're seeing from it as you're going around, you see that this is all. It's like it appears to be all metal on the outside, all plastic on the pieces that you assume it would be on. Some of the joints, the head of the portion, which was that damaged quadcopter. So, but everything else right now, it's meant to look as a very convincing facsimile of what it's supposed to be.
I whisper. Actually, I don't know this. That's him, so he'd have to tell me.
Is Majestic 12 listening in, or did they leave?
You don't know if they have any listening devices. You can. I would say this will be.
I'll let you know later. But
Okay.
I'll make a notice check first. I forgot to clear.
So. But you don't know anything else off of there. However, like I said, as there seems to be a sub-robot in there, you can try to either extract it or attempt to go ahead.
Extract it, and leave them the empty shell as a 3D printed robot.
So, you can try to do that, although it would take a long time to do that.
Also, I got a 6 on my notice check for listening devices.
Thankfully it doesn't appear that Majestic 12 has. That's like Majestic 12 has not been in here. But you do notice something as you're going to the back, where apparently the cooling. It's like the coolant tube was going to this, at least the internal robot. There appears to be something tucked in on the. That's like in one of the joints, the 3D printed joints of the legs near that. It looks like a tarot card.
Huh.
Oh, right.
So, you actually, as you pull it out, you see that it actually is the tarot card for the tower, and there does appear to be a very small blood stain on it. And in addition to that, you notice that same acrid gunpowder smell that is on this card as well.
Interesting.
So,
I guess we'll take that, put it in a baggie.
Okay, but you do have the robot as well. Like I said, you can try to go ahead and pull it, and see if you can pull out any information from it. However, it does appear, though, that I would say from Julie's previous robotics one that you may only be able to get limited information, considering how burned out this thing looks on the inside. So it's like it may have to be a very high roll to be able to access anything, or also you can make. You can also just, I would allow science checks to see if you want to if there's anything else that you have not thought about. So.
Okay.
I'll do that science check to see if there's anything we've overlooked.
Okay.
And I get a 4.
Okay.
I got a 3.
3. You realize that the only thing that you have not gone over, you have the full list. You still have the list of your, of the items that were partially scanned in. You can. Take a look at that, as well as the security footage that has been taken out. You were told that the initial robbery was blanked out and unavailable. However, there should be footage of the actual attack, though.
I'll look at the footage if Raymond wants to look at the scan stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with the curator and go get those scans and take a ponder at them.
So okay, you can do that. Around this, so you guys will go and split up. From here, the curator is, Dr. Coulson is going to head and taking you over to the restoration labs. So they can you can run through that. And Bao, you're being taken over by the assistant, who actually has brought back the water for you guys. So.
Oh, brilliant!
So.
Great.
You do have the water, but she is young woman by the name of Lisa. So.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have a name tag, or does she introduce herself, or?
Yes, actually, friendly. My name is Lisa. I'm a current a current engineering student over at Duke. So I've been.
Well, thank you for fetching that water for us. Someone of your talents should probably be doing far more interesting work than fetching us water.
Well, it's an internship, so I'm actually getting.
Tell me, what area of engineering are you interested in?
So mechanical. So I'm looking, primarily looking to go into aerospace in the future. So.
I slap my friend Bao on the back and say, oh, well, she's actually a mechanical engineer.
So
I'm a roboticist myself.
Oh, really? So always nice to meet a little bit more of a a mech head like me. So I would say in this case, before you split up, Bao, you can go ahead and make a notice check.
Okay. That would be a.
It's her. She's the inside man.
She has a name. She must be guilty.
Yeah. We loot the body.
I got a 6.
6. So, you actually, in this case, you do. That's like when when you see Julie slapping her on the back. You see Lisa kind of move forward just a little bit and giggle, but you see that her hand moves in a way that is little. It doesn't look very natural. So
she's a robot.
So
she better not be a robot.
Well, it's not a natural maneuver. You know what robots, or at least robots posing as humans, move like. This is more like this was an intentional move by her that she was trying to pass off as an unintentional arm movement.
Huh.
But if you want to, but Dr. Coulson immediately kind of points you off. But yes, if you want to come over, we'll take a look at what you have. And Lisa will take you to the security room. So.
Okay.
Keep an eye on her, buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
she's gonna murder you the minute you turn your back. She's gonna suck your psychic energy. She's gonna steal your fluid.
Not my precious bodily fluids.
Yeah, your vital fluids.
So, but yeah, you're off on here. So we will go over to. We will go over to the. Dr. Coulson takes you over into the restoration labs. You see that it's set up like any other, at least museum restoration room with different specific clean areas, and you see that there is a specific scanning area where they have taken different documentations and are putting into the public. Dr. Colson logs in for you and puts you down. If you need anything else, please let us know. So
As we're walking through the restoration area, and before he takes me to the login, I say, "Tell me, do you ever need to replace parts in items that you're restoring? Things that you might not be able to make using the traditional methods anymore?"
well, what do you mean?
Well, for instance, I've heard that some classic car owners, for example, when they need to get a particularly hard-to-find engine part, they'll actually 3D print it. I was wondering if maybe you do similar things when you're restoring old mechanical devices.
Oh, no, we actually don't ever do. No, we do have a 3D printer, but that actually is not used for any restoration items. The only thing that we ever actually use that for, in particular, is to be able to create mock-ups of certain things that we may not be able for either hands-on exhibits, usually for Children's Week or whatnot, or if we're doing general mock-ups for something that we can't obtain, so or might be on a traveling exhibit. So
cool. I know I don't know about the 3D printed thing anymore, but I thought that would make sense to ask that question.
So no, actually, I'm assuming any information you exchanged before that was relevant.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
But you can go ahead and pull that on. So if you want to you can use. Let's see, Julie's from there. But
so I'm gonna go through the Edison journals. Can I tell what the cipher is by looking at it, or do I need to call headquarters?
Well, again, you know that Edison put things in cipher, but you're not certain what it is, so you'll need to look through the general information from it first. So, which is going to take a while. But I will say, as you're going, the first thing that you look, there's only about 2 of the actual journals were completed in full. Each of those is about 130 pages each. So, and
it's a lot of content.
So, yeah, you do see that it's there. Most of it seems, as far as you can tell, seem to be along the lines of business ledgers. Different things, basically conspiring with different events, talking about talking about multiple different projects or at least demonstrations along the areas. So
I will look for any diagrams that seem to be referencing the items that were stolen.
So, okay, yeah, you can.
A notice check, maybe.
Notice check. Oh, yeah, actually, you can go ahead and put a notice on there. So.
Cool. I get a 4. No, I get a 5.
5. So, yeah, you actually don't. You actually see that one of the items is listed in this particular. That's like this. One of the items is actually listed in there. Was the small phonograph that was in the display. Dr. Carlson also actually. You can actually pull up a picture of what the display looked like as a whole, and you see that. As a whole, the displays have the 5 pedestals for the journals with a picture of Edison in the background, and on the bottom you had the bulb with the odd apparently that odd incandescent light that was only the prototype, and then you see the phonograph itself, which appears to be one of the like an old wax cylinder, but is miniaturized to probably about the size of what a cassette player would be. So just at least in width, and you see where the wax cylinder would be plugged in, and next to it, although you didn't see it because apparently it was removed because of damage, there is actually a small 3D mock-up of a doll that apparently this was supposed to link into, and from that notice check, you actually see from the listings of all those that this is actually supposed to be this is actually supposed to be part of a doll line that never really got off the ground. A complete unit is actually located at the at the Thomas Edison Center at Menlo Park. in New
Menlo
Jersey.
Park also. It's in New Jersey.
That's in New Jersey.
Do I have my phone on me?
So you have Tesla communicators. You can go back and forth.
I quickly call Bao and say, I think I know where the next target is.
Well, that's good.
And so
I'm pretty sure it's at the Edison Center in Menlo Park. Did you say?
Menlo Park. So
Yeah, Menlo Park in
yes.
New Jersey.
So yeah, just offhand, that was Thomas Edison's main industrial park during his life. So
Okay, it's that kind of a park.
yeah, so it was an industrial park. So
Yeah.
which you took
I
from
mean, it's
there.
just a hunch. I'm not a
It
no
probably
Sherlock
is.
Holmes. But this device was linked to dolls, and there's a finished prototype at that facility.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds very suspicious. So that's
I
probably
mean, we should still finish our investigation there, but do we want to, like, I don't know what the protocol is here. Like, should we alert local authorities and say, hey, we think somebody's going to break into that place?
So
we can call them right as we're leaving. That way we have a bit of head start.
Yeah, okay.
okay.
We'll have to take a chopper.
But yeah, that's the information that you've been able to find out from that. Back to you, Bao. You and Lisa are walking down. You just finished up your conversation with Julie as she's unlocking the security office. One of the other, and starts pulling off the USB records, which you see that each of the the day's security logs are stored on different flash drives that are just exchanged into the main server on a daily basis. So
right.
this should be. This should be everything that you need for that. Is there anything else I can? Is there anything else that I can help you with, ma'am?
No, I'm okay. You can go back to whatever you were doing.
And so, no problem. All right, no problem. Thank you very much. She takes her leave, and as she's leaving, you can go ahead and make a notice check.
Okay. That would be a 5.
A 5? Oh, excellent. Yeah, as you go out, she's leaving, you kind of look over over your shoulder, just in the periphery, and you realize that as she's leaving, to any other person, it looks like she was just turning her head off to the side as the door was closing, but you can see she is actively scanning to make sure that anybody's around the room. This is the kind of training that somebody would have in the military. That's for basically checking your surroundings.
Yep. Totally not suspicious. I won't say anything right now, but.
So this is a person who has not given at least any verbal indication that she may have been part of the armed services at any point. So, yeah, you can go ahead and look through that. So you do pull up the the internal records for that for the previous night. From what the time frame of when they marked the robbery was about 1 a.m. is when the cameras came back on. But you see that the records have actually been blanked out from a time frame of 11 p.m. to 1 p.m. So is when apparently the data was erased from this as well. It's pretty confusing too, since the fact that one of the reasons why they chose the flash drive office is that you actually need to be in here to be able to pull those records from it. So it would actually be, and as far as you can tell from what has been around, there was no physical damage to the cameras, and there doesn't seem to be a tap into the security system that their professionals could find.
Huh. That's suspicious.
So it is a little bit off of here, but while you're at least reviewing the video, you can make another notice check.
Okay. Oh, that's very good. I got an 8.
An 8? Oh, God. So, yeah, something else comes off very, very quickly. You see the footage of the last part of the footage is where the security guards are firing on the robot. However, it seems to be when you see it go down, you notice the bullet itself. You see the Brain's gone. You see that the security guards are firing. However, where it hit that hydraulic line, they shouldn't have been able to get that at all. It was basically he was standing. The wire was almost standing at an angle to them, so it would have almost been completely covered by the larger manufacturing arm that the robot had on it. So there's no way in hell those security guards even got them.
Yeah, I'm guessing that it deliberately broke the line and burned itself out.
You can make
Just kind of as a distraction while the real theft happened.
Or
Someone else.
it was the man on the grassy knoll.
so. Yeah, you realize that you could take. Well, I would say from the material sciences role, you realize that one, and the way that this robot was constructed, there's no way it could have actually torn its own line out. At least being off of that. That's because it is a good guess that it might basically have burned itself out as a security protocol, but it seems like it was trying to escape with something, or at least cause enough of big of a distraction. And when you looked at the line itself, it very much was punctured by a bullet hole.
So someone else shot it other than the guards.
True. And I would say because if you there are other different I will actually say this will be a science roll for you at a +1. Or you're +1. Go ahead and make that roll.
Okay. I rolled a -1, so I have 1 science. So 1?
So that's 0?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't really discern anything else from that. However, if you have, it's like since you know that that's from the case, or you assume that the bullet's coming from elsewhere, you can possibly look to see if there are different angles that were shot at the time. So.
Yeah, I guess I'll go do that.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make one more nose check.
That would be a 3.
A 3? Okay. Since you've gone over the majority of this last footage over and over again, you can notice just off end, but you realize that you keep backing the footage back, and then replaying it forward. In the upper left corner, right about the time when the security guards make their last shot, you keep seeing a flash, and you just kind of determined that maybe that was an error on the camera, that it was picking up some distorted light. But as you realize that, it's like you take a little bit more close look at it and realize that that's actually a spark of what appears to be a ricocheting bullet.
Interesting.
And and by that you can go ahead. This will be a combat roll.
Okay.
To realize at least what's going on.
I rolled a 4.
A 4? Okay. You have no idea, but if it's like you realize that surface is flat enough to be able to make a full-on ricochet, and from the right angle, that would actually it's very hard, but it is possible to bounce a bullet that way that could have taken out that.
Can I make a spin for the Tesladyne's second most dangerous employee to make that a 6? To get more information to see if it was deliberate or accidental.
That was a deliberate shot. That was not some security guard That was not some security guard screwing up a shot or firing wildly. And and the footage that you can see, even when they're hidden slightly by the robot, they're firing straight on. You have somebody who has an uncanny trick shot ability.
So it's Revolver Ocelot. Got it.
That is the dumbest name. My God.
It's so dumb.
Is it the dumbest name, or is it
dumb.
the best name?
It's dumb, but that's why it's great.
Oh my God.
Because all the names are dumb.
Sorry, small digression.
It's like Jane's hat in Firefly. You see a man walking down the street with a name like Ocelot, you know he's not to be messed with.
Especially when he meows like an ocelot. You don't want to mess with that guy.
Jeez. I'm only saying this because I have like almost zero knowledge of Metal Gear. But anyway, yeah.
Back to the game at hand.
So you do see that that is that has pretty much been yeah. You have somebody else who is apparently either the luckiest person in the world or an extremely talented gun. That's like at gunplay.
I'm gonna go with that one.
So, but that about the end. That's about what you're seeing. So you can exit out and go ahead and let's go ahead and make a notice check.
Okay. Well, that's not good. I got a 3.
3. Okay. Um, let's see. One moment. So, yep, you're seeing, yep, so nothing to worry about. You exit out of the room, and it's like, and waiting for you outside was that senior agent that looks a little like Jenkins, leaning up against the wall. So, anything interesting to report?
No, you can go just check out the security vid yourself. I just saw what they've said, that they shot the line, and that's what caused the robot to fail.
And there's nothing else that you really would like to enlighten us about?
I don't know. Did you watch them before we got here? Do you have anything you'd like to share?
So,
who will reveal the Ricochet gunman first?
So, well, this will. Well, I would say this is an empathy check on yours to see if he's lying about anything.
Well, I don't have that. I have banter at 2. Would that be it?
Yeah, that would just fall under banter. So.
Okay. Come on, dice. 3.
All right, 3. All right, and yeah, as far as you can tell, he's telling the truth. So, well, I would highly suggest that you decide to make any attempt to disclose information, because at least cross-departmental investigations can help us in the future. And
Yeah,
I can also absolutely make it worth your while.
What do you mean by that?
I mean I mean that there are certain venues of employment and research opportunities that Tesladyne will not offer you, that we are not afraid to go forward.
I'm very comfortable where I'm at right now. Unless you've got better dental, that might sway me. But
So, understood. Thank you very much for your time, Miss Bao. And walks out. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all the information. You and Julie are back together again and can compare notes.
Yeah, yep. So I probably don't want to get in a shootout with whoever shot the robot.
We should just avoid shootouts altogether.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing, unless Jenkins was here. Then it might be safe.
So, that's gonna be an author in. I would say, Julie, if you want to, you do. That's now that you actually do have the scans of the documents, it can be sent to. You can go ahead and send that over to Tesladyne, and they can see if there any kind of if there is any kind of cryptogram that is hidden within it.
Yep, my thumb accidentally slips and I accidentally sync it to Tesladyne head office.
So okay, that's at this point in time. Well, I would say this is a little bit different than in 1932, because at least at this point, at least most of Edison's stuff would be considered public knowledge. Dr. Carlson had actually said that it was planned to go ahead and release the. It was planned to go ahead and actually release the documents to the public at any point.
That's probably why it was stolen, so that it would be kept private to whoever wanted to use it.
So,
that's an excellent deduction.
So, but you do send that information in. So it takes about a couple hours. So you are able to go ahead and get back to your hotel. So.
Actually, I want to take that scrap of cloth that we have.
Yes.
I
So
want to go to the field office here and run a chemical analysis
run a chemical
and
analysis.
see if I can isolate the gunpowder. Maybe narrow down. Like maybe it's from a certain type of weapon or something. Who knows?
Okay, so that is absolutely not possible. So you guys can go ahead and head over there. And actually, I'll say since they have a home office, then they have room and board there that you can take off from there.
Yeah,
But
we grab a cot.
from what we are going out, but as you're walking out, and before you take a small break so I can go to the bathroom, both of you can make notice checks.
Okay. That's a 6 on my end.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's a 7 on mine.
All right.
Because
Good
my
job.
notice is 4.
So, all right. As you're going out, you notice that's like you actually see that Dr. Carlson both exits with you and thanks you, at least thanks you for your time in the investigation, and hopefully they'll be successful in retrieving these important American cultural artifacts. So, although I almost want to make you roll will so you don't do the jerk off motion. So,
Yeah, the fuck Edison.
but in
He was a hack.
He stole everything.
But you notice two things off of this. One, Bao, as you're looking around, you see that Lisa is still there. She looks like she's just working at the front desk, at least taking care of some general office work. However, you do see that from your peripheral vision that she's staring pretty intently at you as you're exiting. So,
not suspicious at all.
So, and
do I also notice that with my 7?
You don't notice that in particular unless Bao says it, but you realize that it's like that you caught a whiff of something that smelled very strongly of rose-scented perfume as you were exiting the building. And in particular, that same one that seemed to be so prevalent on that scrap of cloth.
Is Lisa over at like a desk, like a receptionist desk or something?
Yeah, she's at
basically
basically just the center welcome the welcome center desk. So
I look around to see if there are any other women in the area.
Yes, there are. It's almost about closing time, but you see that there are other women around with and as part of the crowd, basically just moving out. So,
but are there women that look like they work here?
So part of them do. So you see that there are a couple of people who are either tour guides or different historians that are actually leaving the building.
All right, I'm going to walk over towards Lisa because I'm planning to ask her if she knows if anyone wears rose-scented perfume. As I'm walking over, do I notice the scent again?
And so, you see that she's actually about the time when you get there. She actually stands up, and says, "Oh, Dr. Walker, did you find everything that you needed?"
I did. I was just wondering, do you know if anybody in the around the workplace here is known for wearing rose-scented perfume? And I'm going to take care to see how she reacts to that, and if there's anyone. Yeah.
Okay. Make an empathy check.
So that'll just be banter.
That'll be banter. Yes.
We're not very empathetic people.
You're scientists.
I got 2.
2.
I got 2.
Maybe fate point that. If you...
So, yeah, you can add 2.
What would a fate point do?
Give you
that
plus
adds
2.
That adds plus 2. Although if you want to be able to, you'll have to justify it with an aspect though. So.
Yeah, I can't really think of
the betterment of humanity. Knowing who did this would be good.
Actually, I'm going to go actually with Tesladyne's chief roboticist, because as the chief roboticist, I have to oversee other people, and part of overseeing other people is ensuring that they work well together and understanding their emotional states.
That's reaching, but I'll allow it this time. So
I feel that makes sense. It's like being a foreman.
it does, but it's a little reaching though. So
If it said Tesladyne's leading roboticist, then I wouldn't use it. But it says chief roboticist.
okay, so but you do that, and which brings you up to a 4. But as you look at her, nope, she's telling the truth.
Oh, okay. How many fate points do I have? It doesn't
That will
say
be
anyway.
that should be at the bottom of your refresh. So do they give you that?
I don't think
they
so.
do.
Normally, like number of aspects, isn't it? Or is that just like spirit of the century?
Usually it's with your 1, so I will say you have 3. So
Okay.
each, since you're more or less normal. So
that's 2 so far.
yeah. But nope, she's telling the truth. So
Okay.
and
Well,
unfortunately,
so she doesn't know of anyone.
not that she does. Sorry, to be honest, I really don't pay attention to that kind of thing most of the time. So
That's all right.
So usually just so buried in my own work. So.
I give her a card with my number on it and say, when you get off work, we should meet up and you should show us around Washington.
Okay, it's like I'll if I get a chance, I'd be happy to. It's definitely it's like seeing getting being able to show Tesladyne around. Although certainly you've been through Washington D.C. before, haven't you?
Yeah, but I always like to get a local's perspective. You know, they tend to know the good places to go and eat and things like that.
Oh no, I'd be happy to. So hopefully hopefully after my night class is done, I will see if I will possibly see. So
Yeah, for
and
sure.
so yeah, this is a notice check. You can tell this is partially that's like partially impressed, but also partial blow off too, because she's busy. So, but in any case,
I mean, I'm doing that because if she is some sinister force, she now has a way to find me because she can use my phone number to track me.
So okay, that is a good job on that. So all right, but that's a good plan for that. So you will head to the home office. We'll reconnoiter within a second, and if I will be right back after a quick break. So
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna grab a drink too.
yeah, no problem. So
I'm already set up for all of those things. So
well,
yeah,
well, good for you. Some of
I
us
drank all
just,
my stuff.
I'm
I need
just
more.
amazing.
some of us don't want to game on the toilet. Okay. So, oh, you the sad thing is you. Sorry, I will bring this quickly before taking that. When I worked at Chase, which was a call center for the credit card company, I did internet assistance, and more than at least 4 times, I literally had this call where I would be helping somebody, and they would invariably say, "Oh, wait a minute, flush," and I would be
Oh,
sitting there going, "It really couldn't wait.
nope.
You couldn't wait to get a password reset until you were done with that." So, my God. So, all right, I will be right back.
I have been so quiet. Everyone's off getting drinks and going to the bathroom, and I'm just sitting here scrolling through Tumblr.
I'm back.
Tom's back! Just as I broke the silence and started talking about how I'm scrolling through Tumblr. Oh! Oh, God. I had such a big day today.
What'd you do?
Oh, no. Well, it's the morning, so this is the first thing of the day. It's just that I've got to get ready for my big party tomorrow. So I've got to go out and do a lot of shopping. And because I don't have a car, I have to bring back all my groceries on the bus, which means that I have to make sure I can actually carry everything I buy, which presents a bit of a problem.
So just bum right off your friends.
No, I'll catch the bus. It's just yeah, I have to be careful about what I can carry.
Yeah, no, I remember at least the lessons I had to learn when going on at least the New York subways for the first time and realizing, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have a massive stuff to carry through there. It just makes everything far more untenable. And so,
yeah.
Oh.
Anyway,
but
we were heading to home office, I believe.
Yep.
Head office, rather.
Yeah,
not even that. The local office.
Yeah, this will be the Tesla Edison affiliate office, but it's basically set up like a home away for home for any of the agents. So there are boarding facilities here. Once you get there, they do give you the message that Robo is interested in hearing about what you've discovered for the day and is ready on a conference call.
Okay.
So,
oh my God!
Good stuff. All right, that's like, hey guys, what?
Him and his micromanaging.
So, well, yeah.
You go first.
Status updates really isn't micromanaging; it's just figuring out what's going on. So,
no, he's micromanaging us.
Well, fine then. Do this on your own. See if you ever get any information from me. Game over.
He's Mallory Archer encased in steel.
I think he's a lot more reasonable than Mallory Archer, and a lot less bitter.
I think I know how I'm going to run my Atomic Robo campaign.
Oh my God.
It's just going to be Archer.
Atomic Archer. Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
In any case,
anyway,
what'd you guys find?
So we worked out that the robot had a 3D printed shell over it and was actually a pretty well-made robot underneath.
So somebody else was using it as a cover for the ramshackle cover for something else? Do you think this is what it could have stolen?
Yeah. And also the place in question, the museum, does have 3D printing facilities. They just don't normally use it.
So that seems to be off on here, and I do apologize. There actually was something else that when you brought that up, and I will say there's another evidence. You do notice that the stories of what they used for 3D printing seem to be running low on there for.
I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that the shells for these robots were printed at the museum.
So they stole something and then tried to use this as a complete cover for it as well. So, but that's like we've only been able to find a little bit of information from what you've sent us on Edison's diaries. There is apparently a full-on cryptogram, but apparently in order to decode it, there is a page that's required, a syncing page that's required from all 5 of the journals, and we only have.
Oh my God! It's like the things in Contact.
Yeah.
I also found out that there's someone who can ricochet bullets. And that's who shot the robot.
So. Look at actually, Bao, you can go ahead and make a empathy check at a +1 bonus.
Do we have any files on superhuman ricocheting dudes or dudettes?
I got a 3.
A 3? That would be enough. It's like you do notice that it's like that Robo. When you say ricochet bullets, you it's almost an undiscernible reaction, but his eyes narrow a little bit. Uh, somebody who can trick shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So that seems to be odd, or at least especially something. At least it's odd training for museum security guards. So,
Yeah.
is there anything else you found there?
One of the assistants is super suspicious.
So, um, so how so?
Her name was Lisa. Did we catch her last name?
No.
No, it's like it was on the name tag, but apparently that's like no, you did not notice it. So,
Okay. Yeah, her name was
Uh,
Lisa. She was a mechanical engineering student. She made some odd gestures.
and she seemed to be scanning the rooms like she was a soldier, or at least had combat experience.
yeah, actually, I'll say about this time. Since Bao, you noticed it beforehand that little odd gesture. Um, you can that's like I would say go ahead and make an action roll. So since this will be, or actually I take that back. This will be notice on you. So
Okay. That would be a 4.
a 4, good enough. You remember it. You look back on the coat. Excuse me, Julie's coat, and you actually see that there is there actually is just a glint when she moves, which you assumed was a button. That
Oh
very much
god,
is
she put a tracking device on me.
that does look like a tracker. So
She bugged me.
you can't. It's very small. It's only about the size of a button. However, yeah, that's a little bit suspicious, and you have no idea if it has a mic on it or not. So
I say hi to
you
it.
you can roll mechanical engineering to see.
Okay. I got a 2.
That too. That is good enough. You actually open it up, and thankfully, it does not contain any micro explosives. But you do see from your cursory glance that this does have it's like a transmitter, for a GPS device, and also a small mic. Although it does not appear to be in record mode at this time.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave it outside the room and figure out what to do with it later. I don't want to smash it because then we can feed it false information.
So,
But
did Robo kind of just looks up? Did Majestic 12 plant that on you?
possibly, or someone else.
It's like, do you think that this woman could be working for Majestic 12?
Can't rule it out.
That is a possibility I hadn't considered.
Or third party, of course.
What do you mean a third party?
Whoever stole the gear, maybe.
So, although why they would have one of their own, if this is a third party, Delphi, that's like Delphi or some Helsingard or something else. Why would they have a third party going in here? So, that's like so you've. That's like so. What do you think that their accomplishing goal might be, though? We've only been able to decipher at least part of this, but it's.
I asked Robo if he knows anything about that doll, like maybe it was used to make an early prototype android or something.
So, no, what that is was that's like that alone was Edison's cheap, basic way of making money. It was supposed to be the doll of the future. Essentially putting in a voice box in a voice box and a doll using a wax cylinder. It was.
Well, that's so far the only They stole that music box and it's connected to that doll, so I don't know. I thought maybe
it
there
has
was
to do
some
with
kind
what's
of.
recorded on the wax cylinder.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
So, that's like that. Yeah, that may be the issue. That's like Edison was pretty. That's was pretty. That's like tricky about hiding his stuff. So.
Like something could need his voice, and it's recorded on one of those things, and they're trying to get that.
That is a possibility. So, and you said that there was one of it's like there was a full intact doll lit up at Menlo Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we might go there and check it out, but I mean, we did just come back here to run some quick tests.
No, it's not, whoever's at least stealing this. They're probably wanting to space out any of the robberies to make sure that they're not traced. So, but that should be your next step.
Okay.
That's a next step. Because if anybody is trying to waken his old tech, I debated about telling you this, but honestly, if what I think is happening, it may be a bigger
Is this going to
problem.
be about Odic? I
Well,
say.
it is. Specifically a phenomenon called the Odic force. So, in turn, it was an energy phenomenon energy field that Edison was obsessed with. He believed that he could somehow distill it into an immortality formula, but
Oh my
but he actually ended himself blowing himself up because, as it was proven by Mr. Tesla, that's about Dr. Tesla, that they took the dynamos that he was using to try to cover New York, or excuse me, Manhattan, in the entire force, almost completely blew out. If me and my friends hadn't stopped them, that pretty much would have taken out half of Manhattan and possibly caused a chain reaction around the world. So,
Jesus.
and to tell you how serious this is, you remember that undead Edison issue a couple years ago?
A couple, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we believe that's like, even though his spirit, that incorporeal form of him, or what it believed itself to be Edison, we believe that was a direct connection to that Odic force explosion. So I am not kidding when I tell you that this is something not to be messed with. If somebody's trying to access this, we need to stop them immediately.
Okay.
So you guys need to rest up and then immediately get up in Menlo Park. As a general, Tesseldine is usually not very well liked up there. So even in the history books, or by
Should
Edison
we?
Estate.
I know this might be blasphemy, but should we tell the Majestic 12 guys?
Absolutely not. That's like anything that they can find out about Odic Force, they will immediately try to fold in to try to create a new energy source, and will keep it away. It is too dangerous. We pretty much decided that back in 32. So we need to put a lid on this immediately.
If you insist.
So, is there anything else that you have?
Yeah, there was a piece of cloth that had a strong rose perfume covering up a gunpowder scent.
So, do you think this might have been from the robber?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm running an analysis right now on the gunpowder to see if it has and the perfume to see if they have any properties that stand out as peculiar. My hopes aren't high.
Okay.
But who knows?
All right. Well, keep me updated on that. So, Bao, you do have one other piece of evidence too. So.
What was that again? I don't remember.
That was the tarot card.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, the tarot
card.
Sorry.
I bring that up.
So.
I show it to him. Because I'm assuming it's Skyped.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a P2P call on. This is VoIP call. Yeah. Do that, and both of you can make notice checks. This will be at a +2.
I'm glad.
Oh my.
4?
Wow. God damn.
Actually, 5.
Okay. What'd you get?
Yeah. 4 for me.
Okay. That is enough. You actually see that immediately when you put that up, he almost there's almost a visceral reaction, if you can, from that mechanical face. His eyes just go wide. Where did you find that?
And the robot?
The leg of the robot, I think it was.
And you said it was shot,
Yes.
or at least its coolant line was
yeah.
shot with what appeared to be an impossible shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to check up on some things, because if this is what I'm thinking this is, then this is either amazing or a massive complication. So I need you to keep I need you to keep an eye on this. So get up to Menlo, be careful. Let me know what you find. Okay.
All right.
All right. Robo out.
Should we maybe finish our analysis of the cloth?
So
grab something to eat and then drive up to Jersey. I don't know how, or down. I don't know which direction we'd be heading.
It's up.
So, okay, you can. Yeah, I would say for the analysis, you got that when you came in. So, and it's actually pretty quick. It's like from what it is. The biochemists, when they bring that back, show that the gunpowder. It's like the gunpowder and excuse me. It's like the gunpowder and what you're seeing as a rose-scented perfume are fairly current. Right now, are fairly current. So it's not an older smell, and apparently this came off of some article of clothing that was near a discharge of a 45 recently. So. Pretty heavy caliber weapon to go off it was, and as your colleague in that particular department keeps telling you, it sounds like they were just doing in a half-assed attempt to make sure that the gunpowder was not smelled. So although getting next to a combat specialist, that's a pretty poor way of doing that.
I smelt the rose perfume when we were leaving as well, so I tried to find the person that it belonged to, but I didn't have any success.
So it might be common, or it might be but you're right, it might be a possibility. It's that person. You're definitely had a person around that was trying to cover up something. The other odd thing about this is that, and as you look at the pattern of he takes the cloth out. This actually is a pretty old vest. We did some testing on it, and we found out that this is at least at least 80 years old.
I wonder if it's a article of Edison's clothing.
This actually, you look through it, and we actually know that from the other displays, nothing else was touched. So,
it might not be from the display.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be that this person was an Edison fanatic.
So it's a strong possibility, but you pretty much but yeah, it seems to be some sort of at least older cloth that should be on anything, and it has some at least it almost appears to be gray. It is a kind of a grayish color. So, but nothing else that you had seen. So definitely odd, but at least not out of the question. Oh, but that's all you can say. This from this right. You're getting this from right now. It is almost a week. It is now the weekend when you were actually sent out. So, you know that there is a larger festival that's getting ready to go up in Menlo Park at the Thomas Edison Center. So,
that will provide us cover to get in.
Yeah. So you can go up there. You can spend the night. Get what you need to, or you can go up there right now. So.
We should go up there right now, just in case the robbery occurs straight after.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense to space them out, but we don't know that this person might be on a timetable and they might need to rush soon.
And they might not know it's a better idea to space them out.
So, we log a car out of the local office.
So, okay, yeah, you're gonna. That's no problem. So.
It's probably like a 5-hour drive or something ridiculous.
So,
we could just fly up. I mean, there's probably an airport there.
Actually, DC to New Jersey is not that bad. So that's at most a couple, about 2 or 3 hours, I think.
Okay, that's more reasonable.
2 or 3 hours is a pretty short trip in Australia.
Yeah, so let me see, just make sure. Because we need to be specific here. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'll take it. I'll take a 2 to 3 hour trip to go to a party. I'll take a 10-hour trip to go to a party.
Yeah, almost 4 hours, about 3 hours 39 minutes to New Jersey. So
Yeah, that's
All
not
right.
too bad.
We can just drive up.
so
Yeah, we'll just drive. We'll
Yep,
enjoy
you
the
go.
country.
so all right. You get into the car. Who is driving?
I guess I'll drive.
I'll do. Yeah, I'll do the second 2 hours.
So, all right. But you go ahead. Well, it's like you're driving through it. It's probably about an hour or two. And again, it's since you decided to go up there, it's actually about now midnight. So, you're probably doing in shifts too, just because you're kind of tired. So, and you said, and Bao, you said
Stop,
you're
revive, survive.
yeah. But Bao, you said you're
I
driving,
don't know if
correct?
you have that in America.
Yes, we do. So,
Yeah, I'm driving.
all right. Go ahead and make a notice check.
I bet we're being followed.
Oh, probably. Quick, swerve wildly.
4.
4? Okay. Let's do. Yes, you are being followed. So
Yeah.
you were not certain about it because again it's late at night, but there does appear to be a that's like kind of some sort of Nissan sedan that's been following you for quite a while.
I point that out to my companion and
So,
say,
Hmm?
we're being followed.
Oh,
So.
okay.
Uh,
I look at the license plate.
yeah, you look back at it. You actually you see that it is a local DC plate. So, but if you want to make a quick research check, since I will, that's like
I've got that phone with me.
Yep. So I would say I would allow you. One moment. Where?
I have an idea of one way to deal with that.
Oh.
Okay. So how are you doing? How? It's like, well, I will say this will just be, since you unfortunately don't have intrigue, you can just make a base roll for.
Oh,
+1.
my idea was to call the cops and report that license plate as a drunk driver, and say where they're at and let them deal with them.
You can do that. So, although
Somebody is driving erratically.
Yes, possibly drunk. Sweet, sweet ticket money. Come on, cops. You know you want it.
oh my
Could
God,
you use
that's I like
provoke
that.
for that?
To provoke a cop into chasing.
Yeah.
So you're wanting to provoke.
I'm gonna call up and be all hysterical on the phone.
So okay, well, so you're provoking a cop to come out. So
To go after this car that's following us, because clearly they're drunk.
I will say you will probably I will say you can call them, but also you're on the highway right now. So in between precincts, the only thing you really have is you wouldn't be able to get an actual police, just general highway
we could
patrol.
Yeah,
Pull
I'm
off
calling
and-
I'm calling the what is the number in America? I'm calling
911. So
911 and being like, I think there's a drunk driver. They almost ran me and my friend off the road. We're on the blah 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 interstate driving from X to Y.
Their license plate is A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
This was their license plate. I'm really worried that they're going to hurt someone or even just themselves.
so. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. You can go ahead and do that. Although this will be so. But you're lying essentially. So this is a deceive.
If it can't be provoke, I'll just use banter. But I just thought it might be.
This will be banter because you're trying to deceive the police. So
Okay, here we go.
yeah.
Come on, dice.
I get a 4.
A 4. So, they, the dispatcher that you have on there, it's like you get the idea that they pretty much said, all right, ma'am, can you still repeat this on here? Well, that's like if you can keep on the phone, we can get your GPS location and then That's like, and then send them forward, a dispatcher forward.
Yep.
Can you do that?
I crouch down. I scoot down in the seat so that the person in the car behind me it's harder for them to see that I'm on the phone. Actually, I'll just have it on speaker. I'll just leave the phone sitting in my lap.
Okay, well, you do see that. Okay, yeah, you do. It's like look back. Yeah, you do look back. That car is still following you, but the dispatcher is on the phone. If you keep, okay, I do have you on here. If you keep going, that's like forward. There will be a patrol. That's like there's a patrol coming up. They do have the license number, and you set the license number of this particular car, and you say that they're driving erratically.
And as they say that to me, I'm going to say on the phone, I think they just saw that I was on the phone. They just dropped back behind us. I think they're trying to take more care to make it seem like they're not drunk anymore.
This will be one more deceive check. So.
All right, here we go.
They're faking being sober.
Yeah, they're faking the sober. And oh yeah, there it is. And I got a 1.
Do you have a fate point to re-roll?
You can. Yeah.
I will re-roll.
Okay. Are you justifying it?
The betterment of humanity. We have to get to men
the
the
betterment
park.
of humanity.
Okay, I'll take that. So
If
that's good.
these people might be trying to be part of the plot to use the Odin force.
So okay, we'll take that. So go ahead.
And that time I got a 2.
A 2. All right. The dispatcher says, "All right, ma'am. Just again, please, just keep calm. We will be assisting you shortly. So please keep on the phone." She does go quiet though. And
I mean, even if they chase after us, there's still a police car near us,
so
which is useful.
yeah, you do see that about half a mile up, you pass by, and immediately there is a. It's like immediately there you see a highway patrol pull out from you, from behind. But as you do that, it's like it turns its lights on and signals both of the cars. The sedan behind
That works.
you. The sedan
Do we want
behind
to
you.
pull over?
Yeah,
sure.
so and you, so yeah, if you pull, yeah, you'll have to explain why you're running from the cops.
Yeah, we pull over. Do they?
So, you see the car. That's like it looks like it almost tries to accelerate a little bit, but then immediately just kind of goes into slows down and then goes into neutral as it parks on along the side behind you, and I would say this will be a brief notice. This will be a notice check for both of you.
Alrighty. This is the best way to get rid of a tail. Call the cops.
Yeah, I love it.
I got a 5.
Okay.
I got a 4.
4. So you can't really tell just because of the bright light and the cops, but it does look like there is a female driver in the car. That's like in the driver's seat.
I hope it's Lisa.
I hope it isn't, because my mind is built for it to be some kind of ninja.
So
Lisa might be a ninja. We don't know.
all right. So the cop goes over to that's like the other car first.
For all we know, Lisa is a female Edison clone.
It can happen.
Wow. That okay. That's a theory. So.
I just finished reading the owner's novels, and there's a guy who clones himself into like male and female versions and uses them as his own bodyguard.
That's actually. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. But in any case, you see the officer talking to the woman in the back, in the other car, and he that's like immediately goes. He takes the information, comes up to your car. License and registration, please.
We give them the information.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Look through. So. Okay. Dr. Walker, may I ask what your business is and that's like businesses in New York?
Yeah, we're here on official business for the UN. We're checking out a series of
I was
thefts.
just going to say vacation, but okay. You can go with the truth.
But we don't need to lie. We're like official government folk.
That's
It's not like
true.
we're part of Delta Green.
So, You look around.
We're just on our way up to Marlow Park to
Menlo.
Menlo Park. We've got there's concern that there might be a second theft there.
You've
So,
probably heard about the one down in DC.
so who are you? That's like. So who are you with again?
Well,
Sorry, I just assumed that the UN thing and Tesladyne was like publicly known to exist.
They are. So but
Okay.
also that is again. Did you say UN when you were explaining
I
the
did.
job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
But
did.
it is like UN. Do you have UN? That's like UN identification then.
We
I
give 'em
bring
the
out the
same
papers that we
paperwork.
had before.
So
And I hope that this isn't a cop that's just gonna like throw it away and be like, "This is America.
You're-
We only accept American authority."
Not this UN crap.
you're in New York. You might be fine. So,
We hope.
yeah. But that's like, yeah. Let me go ahead and at least run that information. It's like, let me go ahead and at least run that information ahead. So, and he backs up. Although you see that he's actually on his radio. Once you give that.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him because I don't want him to lose those papers.
We've got copies.
Yeah, you have digital. So, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
so, but yeah, you're just calling in for a second and then immediately comes back. So that's like you believe that you were being followed.
I don't.
Oh well, it's like you believe the person in the back was drunk.
Well, they were very
They were
erratic.
behaving suspiciously.
Like someone who knew they were drunk but was trying to
We
pretend
were
they weren't.
concerned for the public safety.
The greater good. I don't say that
The
out loud.
betterment of humanity.
Okay, well, it's like, well, in turn, I really, that's like, I understand you're on an important investigation, apparently, but this sounded suspiciously like a false call beforehand, so I'm gonna have
Sir,
to.
we have a
I
doctor
do
too.
apologize if that seemed to be the case.
So just be careful, and it's like in the future, okay, guys. So.
I glance back at the car, and I'd like to make a notice check to see if it is in fact Lisa.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, I got a 6.
So, you do notice back, and that's like you can't. It's like you look back, but it doesn't look like Lisa. So, at least from where you're standing, you have to kind of get out. You would have to get out of the car and go back there in order to do
I'm
it.
not gonna. I've watched plenty of that American show Cops. I'm not stepping out of the car. I'm not even touching the door.
So,
I have my hand on the steering wheel.
so, but all right. Well, it looks like this is all in
I
turn.
put my hands into a brown paper bag.
But this is all in turn right now. I think we're good. That's like doctors. Please be careful on the road tonight. So, good luck.
Oh yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you're going. As you're going by, you see that he nods over to the woman in the other car behind. So as he's getting back into his car, and Bao, you can make one more notice check.
Oh boy.
You know, it just occurred to me that you could say on 911, "Oh, I think that there's a car following me," and they would still send out a car because that's a serious accusation.
No,
that
and
someone is following you.
after we've completed this role, I will explain the reasoning on that. But
I just hadn't thought to say that before. I should have just said I think we're being followed.
I just wanted to call someone who was following us out on being a drunk driver and hope they got arrested. But
no, that's a good idea. But it's pretty much just the lying thing on that, since it wasn't the exact truth. So
if we were better liars.
Yeah, I got a 6.
A 6. All right. That's like as you see Julie putting the car into gear.
Julie. Oh right, because we switched drivers, so I'm driving now.
Okay, so. But yeah, as you're putting it into gear, it feels like the car jumped a little bit than it should have. So.
That's not
Oh
good.
come on.
So, and Yeah, or yeah, basically that there's at least a feeling of the car moving forward that was not as normal as it was. So
Let's get out, pull off the road, and check the car out.
Yeah, I quickly pull the car over and stop. Is the police officer still there?
He has already gone. So but
Okay.
I was like, but you do see. That's like, but he has waved to both of you and gone and is going about his merry way. So it's taken about an hour on this one.
I'm gonna pop the bonnet on the car so that the cop might see as he's driving off. He might see that we're in distress or something, and the goodness of his heart, he might turn around and come back. I'm gonna pop the bonnet on the car and step out of the car and head to the front of it.
Odd or even?
Odd.
Odd. All right. 1 moment. So. That's like, all right. You do see that. So, you do pop that. So it is within his view, and you see that he's slowing down at top. And you said you're popping the hood, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to walk around to the front of the car.
Okay. So you go around to the front of the car. You see that. Well, it's like, yeah, you look around, the cop's going back, and he just backs up his car a little bit again. Is everything okay?
I noticed something odd when I turned the car on, and I'm going to pretend like I'm not an amazingly skilled engineer, and be like, I'm not very... cars are not my specialty. I'm more of a roboticist. I'm just not sure if it was a normal sound or something. I'm just worried that maybe there's something wrong with the engine. So I thought better safe than sorry, better check. You wouldn't happen to know anything about cars, would you, officer?
So, yeah, we can. Just let me. It's like, yeah, and you actually see him put on his lights again and actually put out the cones to make sure that traffic is starting to take.
I know you've
here.
Probably got a lot of busy work to do, enforcing the law and whatnot. But yeah, I don't want to be two girls like us. I don't want to be stranded out here in the middle of nowhere after midnight.
Yeah.
All right, but okay. So you are distracting in that end.
I'm using my feminine wiles.
Oh. So.
Well, I'm not trying to seduce him. I'm just playing up the helpless woman trope.
Even
though I'm not, I could probably turn this car into a mecha.
No tropes. But in any case, Bao, now that you're out of the car, you can make another notice check.
Yay. I got a 3.
3. It's not enough from this angle because you actually see that the other car was behind you. So, that's like still from that particular area. But you're noticing something off about the driver, or in the fact that she hasn't moved since you last saw her. Or at least look back.
That
because
is weird.
Troubling.
So the car, the officer is distracted. So if you want to, you can try to sneak over and take a look. So,
is there a stealth skill? Or...
I think it's an action skill.
Okay.
No, stealth actually would go under intrigue, if I'm not mistaken. Let me recheck. Yes, that's intrigue.
Oh, there.
So,
I don't have that.
Yeah, so you can do it at base. So.
I don't want to risk it. I roll really low, and I'm only getting good scores tonight. They're already high.
I do keep rolling. Rolling a lot of minuses.
Or you can just walk over there and take a look at the car to see if she's in distress or if there's something else.
I know what I'll do. I'm going to walk over to see if she has a toolkit, because apparently she wasn't drunk. She's just driving erratically, and we might be able to use it. I'll just say that.
Yeah, she might be able to help us out.
Okay.
Fellow driver.
Okay.
Make sure you apologize for falsely accusing them.
No, don't say anything about falsely accusing them. She doesn't need to know that.
And so, but yeah, that's like, yep, that is the, but yeah, you walk over there, you look in the driver's side window, and suddenly you realize that's a dummy. That is a mannequin. That is a stand-in.
What the fuck? Oh god, the cop
Great.
is gonna kill me.
So,
Take him out first.
and now you can make your notice check.
I got a 4.
Whoever was driving the car has just Cape Feared us.
So, all right. That it's like, unfortunately, that was not enough since it was at a 5, and it's only at that point where you notice that as you're turning back around, you see that the trunk of your car has been popped.
Oh no.
That's not good.
So, and before you can really react, you feel what appears to be the muzzle, what feels like the muzzle of a .45 being pressed against your back.
Oh god.
And a slower, light, female but lower voice is telling you, you need to go back, start up the engine, and tell the police officer, tell the highway patrolman that everything's okay.
Okay. Sure.
If you make any other move to this, I will shoot you.
I believe you.
So, then let's go. And you feel her maneuvering you around.
Okay.
So, and as you get over, and she starts moving you towards that, you see when she gets up to the car, she actually gets to the side of the trunk where she's still kind of obscured from the front, but still, it's like you can see her shadow behind you crouching. And as you're moving along, you don't even have to make a nose check for this. You are smelling. You do get the scent of rose petals covering over the acrid gun smoke smell.
Right.
But she stops. Now you move forward. Try to start. Tell your coworker to start the engine, and to go forward. I will. I will still. Then we can all take a ride together.
Okay. I will say.
So where we're gonna take a ride to?
Well, I think she would probably tell us that afterwards. I have the shifting eyes without moving my head, like something's behind me.
Yeah, you have your peripheral vision, so.
No, I'm gonna try and hint at that towards Raymond, and probably not the police officer, but like something's here. Well, saying, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
So.
The car's fine.
Okay, if you're trying to do that, Ray, you'll have to roll empathy to get that, so.
So that'll be just a flat banter. So.
Yes, flat banter.
I get 2.
2? Yeah, you see that you're trying to go ahead and it's like you see Bow in the back. That's just watching and moving, but you can't really tell since you're kind of also distracting the cop at this point as well. But you're kind of almost at the end of what you can do. So, what are your next moves?
I guess we get rid of the cop because I don't really want the cop to get shot.
So, okay, are you walking forward like the woman has instructed, and trying to start the car?
For right now, yeah.
Okay, you move forward. Although as you do, you actually feel the gun barrel go off your back. You see that out of your peripheral, where you can, that her shadow is still staying by the. Staying by the trunk of the car. So. Mm-hmm. And you move forward, start it up again. It revs to life. So.
I'll just say the car sounds fine now. Maybe it's just one of those the issue happens once and then you don't see it until a while again.
So.
Yeah, but what if
it's fine?
What if it's not that?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Thank you for your assistance, officer.
So, no problem. That's no problem. So, and I will say for Bao, since you're the only one who knows this, you'll have to make a deceive check on this to make sure that the cop does not catch on that you're a hostage. So.
Well, I'm okay if he figures it out. I just hope he's smart enough to, call before acting.
So,
I got a 4.
have a 4 on him? Okay, so,
I want it to be like something bad's happening. Please get help without don't go charging back there because you're probably going to get shot.
So
that's the kind of thing I want to get across, but I don't know what the height is for that.
Okay.
Maybe we'll be lucky, and this officer has taken the weekend course in hostage negotiation.
So unfortunately, if you're trying to pass that off, that is he failed that empathy check. So he is. Yeah, unfortunately, so he's picking up his cones, he puts them into his car and drives off. So,
well, here we are, alone on a highway with a potential assassin.
Yep, just the two of us. I have another plan to deal with the assassin.
Just the 2 of us.
So, and as soon as he drives off, you do. That's like you do hear you also, Julie, hear the voice behind you. All right, you turn around, please.
I don't know if I want to turn around, but I do.
So,
and a pretty neat trick there with the dummy.
So, thanks. Thanks. Actually, I'm actually pretty proud of that one myself. And you look around, and you actually see that it is it is a woman figure, but she is dressed in what it's like a little bit oddly, as she has what appeared to be old. It's like fairly. It's like old cut slacks, a shirt with a vest over it and a tie that has. That's like that you see that part of the vest is actually the same kind of grayish color as the piece of material that you got off of it, and she is wearing what appears to be a red bandana with a black symbol over one of the eyes over her entire face, and a bowler hat.
I think I recognize that outfit from the comics, but I don't remember all the way.
I don't.
So.
That's an interesting. I don't. What's history? Science? Is it science?
This will be history if you want to be able to get this one. So.
What do you use for history?
Let me see if there's anything for specific. I would.
I think all knowledge falls under science, really.
Yeah, I would allow science in this one just because this is just your general knowledge's role. So.
It's science history.
I'll allow
history of science.
I'll allow it also because this is Tesladyne history as well. So
I got a 4.
I got a 3.
3. I would say, yeah. For that, Ray, as you're looking at that, at least the mask, the whole outfit in its total doesn't really make sense. But you put 2 and 2 together that it's like there was in the 30s it's like vigilante out of Chicago named Taro Jack. That had that's like his whole gimmick was was basically doing general crime fighting and busting doing corporation busting for large crime syndicates, and it's like his whole shtick was that he would leave a tarot card at each of his targets when he took them out, and the face mask was also exactly the same. So
it's a really nice Tarot Jack costume, I say to the person that has me at gunpoint.
So, and at that point you see her lowering the gun.
She was either gonna shoot me or lower the gun.
How do you? So I see. So I see you're familiar with my great grand. You see you're familiar with my great grandfather.
Yep.
Nope.
You know, it's kind of part of the orientation.
Damn it! That's like I thought it was at least being a little sneakier, sneakier on the band. Apparently, that was not the case.
Might have been better if you'd just worn your normal clothes. Really, wouldn't have been able to guess it was you then, or who you were trying to be.
You still you still don't know. Well, excuse me. You still don't really know what I am, but I can tell that you're already investigating the theft of the Edison artifacts.
Yep.
I'm guessing you're the one.
Are you here to stop us?
So I'm here to make sure whoever grabs that grabbed it is trying not to do anything that's like bad with it, considering that my grandfather my great grandfather helped in the escape of the very first one. That's like excuse me, the assisted in stopping Edison from unleashing whatever he tried to do back in the 30s.
Ah, yes, the Odic Force.
So, so you have this. Well, at least At least I know that I have other people that aren't trying to exploit this. You take. That's like she takes off the bowler and the face mask, and you see that it is the woman who identified herself as Lisa.
Uh-huh.
So, just walks up. My name's Abigail McAllister. That's like current heiress to the McAllister fortune.
Well,
and
it is.
that actually is and that information you don't need any kind of history about. That is actually one of the most prominent families in manufacturing companies in the country. So.
Oh wow.
So
why are you? Okay, you didn't have to hold us at gunpoint. I gave you a way to contact us. You could have just talked to us.
So I didn't know what I didn't know what was going on at the time. Plus, also I figured wasn't completely certain you weren't. With those other those jerks in the suits.
We went straight to Tesla.
Don't you know that Tesla-dyne are the good guys?
So I couldn't take any chances. But you do. You work for You work for Robo personally.
Yeah, we talked to him before we left.
And he probably knows that you're here. We mentioned that we found the tarot card. You really shouldn't leave calling cards, by the way.
So it's a shtick, and I'm keeping to it.
Despite
the fact that my dad doesn't like the fact that my grandma taught me that.
She doesn't like your extracurriculars.
So her dad didn't. So, well, even though she pretty much took it, took that. This is where you, for at least a little bit familiar, you're starting to remember certain things from history. There was also an accomplice to Jack Tarot named Nightingale, which was alluded to be his daughter, Helen. So,
ooh.
And so that is at least the general one, the idea of it. But however. Look, we probably shouldn't be out on the road at this point. Road. And what's on there? Do you mind giving me a ride?
If you don't point your gun at me again, no.
Well, if you're with...
Yeah.
It's if you're with Robo, then it means that you're trying to stop whoever's trying to restart Edison's Odic experiments again. So, and from what I understand, that would mean spell bad news for all of us.
Yeah, that's what we gathered.
So good. Then we'll. That's good. Then we'll go ahead and get that started. You see her go pull up a bag from the back. That's back and get into the car. So. So Robo figures right now. Does Robo figure he knows who actually stole this yet?
We're not 100% sure.
Oh, great. So honestly, I thought it was a cover by those Majestic 12 creeps back there, but I couldn't pin anything else on them. I was actually inundating myself into cover to be into the museum because I figured it might. The exhibit that just came out might draw some freaks out, and lo and behold, it did. So. But
do you know if there have been any other robberies connected to this one? How did you get onto this?
So, let's just say that after my great-grandfather's first and my grandmother's first adventures with Robo, they became intimately connected with weird cases. So, and my grandfather, being somewhat paranoid, decided to put at least safeguards on safeguard informants that have been carried over from generation to generation. On certain things, Edison being one of them. So, it's no offense. A girl's got to keep her secrets too. But in any case, I figured we had an alarm that was essentially tripped, and I decided to go ahead and take a look at it.
All right.
So,
Well, we were heading up to
so
Edison's old skunk works. Thought there might be some kind of. I thought there might be a connection.
So, well, you might take a look on it. So, I figured that would be a good option as well. Although, if you care to know anything, and while you're driving, a 3-ring binder sails up into the front. You can take a look at.
Jesus.
That's like you can take a look at that. I'm gonna catch some Z's until we actually get there.
I wait till she falls asleep, and then I say to my friend, "Can you believe this girl?"
I don't know.
So,
At least she's not pointing the gun at us, because my next plan was to just crash the car.
so
Let's not do that.
Well, I didn't have to do it.
No, but about that, yeah. So you actually look through there, and you see that she has actually been conducting her own investigation along different levels. You asked her about a particular theft that may have started her off, and it appears that there actually was a theft of another Edison project, although it wasn't in any of the papers. It apparently was at a small doll museum that was located in Indiana that was housing rare features, and one of those apparently was one of these rare Edison talking dolls. So that came. That came out. Apparently, somebody broke into the facility late at night, destroyed about half of that museum's collection, looking for this before they found it. However, it seems it was mostly passed off as act of vandalism, as the Edison doll was still there, but it appeared to basically either be broken or in full disuse. So.
Maybe it didn't have the component they needed.
Or they replaced it with another one, but...
that's possible too.
So,
anyway, we head up to this park place.
So, yeah, it takes you about the rest of the night to get there. So once you hit New Jersey, it's about 10 in the morning. So, although at that time you do end up getting a call from the home office.
All right. We take the call.
All right, it's Robo. Guys,
We're so tired. We're so tired.
You knew what you were signing up for when you joined us. So,
yeah.
But what am I getting? Why am I getting a call for? It's through legal, trying to pass off an issue with the New York Highway Patrol.
Oh, we were being followed.
We were being tailed, and I should have just told them that we were being tailed, but instead I said that we thought that another driver was drunk.
So really, that was the plan.
Yeah.
So
hey, it's better than it's the best plan we had. All right, I don't have atomic powered fists,
and I don't know how to drive. Escape pursuit. It's not my training.
Joy. So, all right.
Anyways, the person who's following us is in our car now.
It was it's Tarot's kid, great grandkid.
What? Wait, Abigail?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
My God! Just are you near a stop rest or anything else where you can pull over?
Sorry,
that was a Freudian slip.
We're just 3 gals in a car.
So, any case,
I think there's a McDonald's at the next exit.
Do that, please.
All right.
And Jacqueline is still asleep in the back.
Just 1 second. Somebody's knocking on my door.
Oh yeah, no problem. So yeah, hopefully this is at least entertaining or coherent. So I know it's a little more mystery. So
I do have to leave in 40 minutes.
Oh, do you? Okay, so no problem. we will get that finish up. So, excuse me.
All right.
All right. So, but you do pull over. You do end up pulling over, stopping, and all right, guys. Can you also make sure that at least the hollow speakerphone is on?
Sure.
Sure.
So, and you wake it up. Just you see a 6-foot hologram over your phone of Robo show up. Abigail wakes up, looks over. Oh God, Uncle Robo.
Well, he's called her. He's her uncle. Oh well. Okay.
Yeah.
This is bad.
So no. Yes. Can I ask you what you're doing? That's like my job as a vigilante. And you know what? Vigilantes died out with the pulps in the 30s. So I still enjoy reading about Dirk Daring, but I'd rather not see. I'd rather not see my. That's like great. That's my great. Actually, great goddaughter, pretty much splattered over the news right now when she decides to go off on an adventure without telling anyone. You know what? It's like if your dad finds out about this, he will kill me. Why you? Because he blames me for this. And your entire fascination with your grandfather's quest to bury Edison's secrets.
I hate to interrupt, boss, but she's here now. We might as well put her to use.
So fine, we can do that. So has she? Has she at least given you credible enough evidence to go off of?
Some stuff, yeah.
We definitely think the doll is the right angle.
Okay. Well, I did also call with some other information. Apparently, from what I understand, that's what we're getting from at least the 2 scan journals. Part of the cryptogram seems to be resolving in music notation. So you have musical notation. So that's like if that makes any sense to you, then we may be able to uncover something from that.
Well, these dolls were meant to be talking dolls, so maybe he hid some music file inside their wax cylinder.
Wouldn't put it past him. So certainly be something that would be fairly be uncrackable in that case. But in any way, go ahead and take her up there. Make sure one that you stay incognito. Again, if anybody else is looking for Tesladyne agents, we do not need to be seen on there. So, Jacqueline, yes, it's like, yes, Uncle Robo, please be careful. I do not want to have to tell your dad something happened to you. So, and God, you're just being, God, I cannot believe you're being this stingy about it. Really? Really?
I'm going to call him Uncle Robo from now on.
So, it goes down. So,
bye, Uncle Robo.
No. She just wakes up, stretches. All right, what's the plan?
Well, it's still before 11, so we can still get breakfast.
Yeah.
We can go get hotcakes.
Okay, but after it's like after annoyingly diarrhea-inducing road breakfast.
Well, then we're going to go to that park that I keep forgetting how to pronounce the first name.
Menlo Park.
We're going to head to Menlo Park, and we're going to check out this doll angle. There's apparently a festival on too. Actually, I quickly pull out my phone and do a Google search. Am I going to need tickets to this festival?
No, it is a free event. They do have multiple demonstrations of Edison's experiments going on. Although oddly enough, the electrocuting the elephant one is absent.
Oh,
I know, fun for the whole family.
Who doesn't love Topsy?
Oh God. But in any case, I would say go ahead and make one notice check while you're looking through the events.
I definitely shall. 2.
All right. That's actually enough since you have all the information. Since you have the information available and know, you see that there is actually on top line there is actually a unique demonstration of the remaining working Edison dolls. Apparently, with That's like with newer, apparently with newer wax cylinders that have been implemented for these.
Yep, we're going to that.
So you have.
When's that kick off?
That it kicks off officially around 3 p.m. this afternoon. So.
Oh, we've got heaps of time.
So you can get on. Let's get in there and figure out what is going on. So.
I mean, they might have food at this festival. Maybe we should just have breakfast when we get there. Have festival food.
So, but you have. But yeah, you can go ahead and make that easily. But you realize that whoever stole the other ones may very well target this, and even though they were stealing the other ones, given the prize like this, they may not be as. They honestly may not be as. Excuse me. Get on talking to anymore today. They may not be as quiet as the last time. So.
Yeah, it might be. Maybe I should make a ray gun.
We can check one out from the New Jersey office.
So
then we have to go to the capital of New Jersey.
So, which is you can go ahead and get that. I can actually say since you were leaving the offices right now, previously there was equipment available there, so you could have at least one item of your choosing.
Okay.
I mean,
anti-robot gun, that could be useful.
So, I would actually.
The thing is, I'm a roboticist. I'm not gonna be shooting at them. I mean, maybe I could have
at them. That's my thing.
Maybe I could have a robot of some kind that I can sick on them.
Robot.
Well, I would allow. You can have two other things for stunts right now. You can go ahead, possibly have. I would allow at least one. That's you have one Tesladyne particle beam cannon, but it is limited functionality because you're trying to sneak it in. So, which will still require checks for that. Or, if you can figure out a good way, there are the man amplifiers, which are essentially giant exoskeletal robot fists. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
In order to do that as well. But also, again, you can science your way out of a lot of things, and I would say you have requisite toolkits for that as well, if necessary. So. But I will say.
Could I make a quick science check on the particle beam cannon to make it look like some kind of experiment? It's not a weapon. It's like a power cell, and it's based on an old Edison concept. I'm just gonna slap some vacuum tubes and some power cables on it.
So you're trying to lie your way into it. So
I'm gonna put some superfluous stuff onto it so that it makes it more believable that it might be some kind of reproduction of an Edison device, and then I'm gonna make the fists. I'm going to put some quilted fabric on there to make it look like they're used for handling the device.
Okay.
They're safety gloves.
So this will just be camouflage off of it. That wouldn't. I would say that would be general science. Although, if you want Bao Lang to help you, mechanical engineering would help far more in that. So I would say
Bao Lang should do it.
Well, it's
I'll just have the idea.
It's 3 on that side. So yeah, if you want Bao Lang to do that, then that would be more mechanical engineering, which would fall in her purview. And I would say that would give you a +1 to deceive checks if you're trying to sneak in that way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to carry either of those devices because I don't think I would be suited for using either of them.
Okay, so that's fine.
I'll do it and use them if you just want to make tiny robots to attack our enemies.
I think you'll be good to use them, and I'll robot something up on the fly when we get there.
Okay.
I'll probably just end up hacking one of the robots that attacks. I'll jump onto its back or something.
So, okay, you can go ahead and do that. So are you going to make the roll to try to disguise the particle cannon?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make it.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to actually, seeing as Tom's doing that, as my preparation, I'm going to study the information that we have about the robots that attack the museum, so that I can hopefully get a bonus when I do try and hack one later.
Okay. I will allow a robotics check on that. So,
And I got a 4 on my check.
4. Okay.
I got a 5.
5. All right. With that, you are okay. With that, you go ahead. That's good enough. So you get a +1 bonus to any kind of deceive checks getting that past security. So, and as for that, you realized from your Julie, from your previous examinations of the other robots, that it does operate off of a fairly used broadband signal. So so you can actually have a one-time use device that will interrupt any other signals going from these, because even though they are robots, they're more or less basic automatons just receiving instructions.
Oh,
so
they're teleoperated.
Yep. So you are So basically, if you have an RF, that's like an RF blocker to their signals, so you will be able to at least take them offline briefly before they recalibrate.
Oh, nice.
So,
cool.
remember, it is a one shot though, so you'll have to be careful of when you use it.
Yeah.
So, but in any case, you have, you go ahead and it takes you a little bit longer, but you do manage to make it up to the festival. You see that it is actually open. It is actually in the main park district, so you have different exhibits going off around there, showing Edison's. That's like phonographs, the lights, the designs of the direct current system. So, which you actually do know that was. Through your examinations, that actually was set to try to harmonize with Odic Force. So, in order to set that up, and multiple families moving about. And from where you're at, it's about 15 minutes from when the exhibit on the singing dolls is supposed to take place. So, so you do see the stage of where it's being. You see the stage of where it's being set up, so you can go ahead. You do have enough possibilities to try to figure out how to get to it. So, what are you doing? And also, you remember, you do have that's like Abigail with you. She is incognito, but she is trained, and she is very stealthy too. So you can send her out ahead if you need.
You know, if we could just steal it ahead of time, that'd be great. Like.
She's like a trick shooter, right?
She is a sharpshooter, although she is kept. She is actually. There are metal detectors around, so she is elected to keep her guns out in order to make sure your cover is not taken. So.
I was going to say, how do we know that? Before you said she has left her guns behind, I'm like, maybe she has ceramic firearms.
That's like that. She does not. So, however, you can try to. That's since you do have Baoling there, you can try a material sciences roll on the way. So this will be basically the last invention roll that you can do before actually getting to the park.
All right, let's see if I can not
ceramic
fail.
Gun.
That would be a 4.
The one
4?
from that.
So.
One from that Clint Eastwood movie, Line of Fire.
Yeah. So. But yeah, you do manage to. You do have the ability to create a ceramic gun. Unfortunately, because of the, since you're on the road and you only basically had the ability, I would say beforehand, to kind of have a small maker bot with you. It only is capable of 3 shots total before it's spent. So you will not, unfortunately, not get that much out of it in total.
Hopefully, we can just shoot the doll if need be.
Yeah, but in any case, also while you're going in, since you did get, so you do are in the park as well. But yeah, you do see the facility. So how are you getting in? What are you doing?
I guess we could just walk in.
So, well, you are in the park itself at this moment, because basically you're kind of in the center of the park. At the main fountain, and then you have exhibits all around you, and the one with the dolls is at the north. So.
Right. I guess we want to get there.
So, okay. But you have but yeah, and that one is closed. There is security roaming around, and also it is where the dolls are at. There is a partition kind of blocking off where employees can go back and forth. undisturbed and take care of at least take care of behind the scenes.
We could just talk to security and say, yes, we're investigating we're from the UN investigating those other thefts, blah, blah, blah. Here's our papers. We need to check security.
Could do
So
that.
Tell the truth for once.
How about I'll do that and you go do undercover stuff? Because they don't need to know there's two of us here.
Okay.
So okay, if you want to as well, that is an option. So you can.
I mean, if you want, we can both go be open. I don't have a problem with it. I just thought it might be useful to have the stealth as
I'm not very stealthy. I don't have it at all.
All right, well then let's go both be open. Let's tell our vigilante friend to sneak in, and we'll go be obvious.
Okay, so.
Yeah,
right,
we
so
only
you're
have
gonna try
papers
to-
for us too, so
Okay, so you're gonna have her try to like sneak back and distract.
yeah.
And we're gonna go to the security office and be like, "Hi, we're from the UN. We're here to investigate possible violations of international science law." I don't know.
Super science law. As you know, it's a crime to be a mad scientist without a license.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
okay.
And we have concerns that certain Edison tech might in this event. We don't want to create a panic. We were just wondering if we could get the cooperation of your security staff, of whoever you have, just to keep a lookout for any
Giant
mischievous giant robots.
Okay, so that will be. So you're okay. So I will say in that since, so it's still being truthful, but also not letting them know that you are a part of Tesla-Dyne either. Correct?
Yeah,
Well,
they
I
probably
mean-
wouldn't let us-
Yeah, they might react badly if we say, "Oh, we're from Tesla-Dyne."
Okay. Well, also, I would say you may want to remember too that any of your UN notification, basically for the investigation, it does say that it does say that you are part of a Tesla, basically Tesla-Dyne though. So if they ask for it, you can say that you're from the UN, but if they ask for documentation though, any of that you've been given are pretty much with that.
Well,
We don't need to tell them where we're
with
from
the UN.
unless they ask. Let's not. We won't make any active attempts to hide who we are, but we don't. We shouldn't need to tell them unless they actually ask. So.
Okay, so well that'll be to see. Okay, so that will be. I will say that will be provoke attacks if you're trying to kind of just bull where you're in. So, but yeah, you can go up to there. It's at least
I could provoke. I have that at +4 if you want to be bullying about that. But
Okay,
it might
so-
not be
Yeah,
as good.
But yeah, you'll
do
go up
it.
to the. But you can go ahead to go up to the, at least the entrance to the back end, and one of the security officers over there. That says with Edison. Says I'm sorry, employees only beyond this point.
I give him the spiel we cooked up about we're with the UN, which is true. Investigating thefts of Tesla Tech, which is true. Here's our paperwork, which is real.
Edison tech, but yes,
That's what I said. I thought.
you said Tesla tech.
I wasn't thinking. Whatever. I thought that's what it was basically called in the universe, anyways. But whatever. Edison Tech. There was a similar theft in DC. We're investigating that. We're worried that there might be a related theft here, and blah blah blah.
Okay. I'll take a look at he takes a look at it. If you don't mind, I actually am gonna have to call this into my call this into my boss. So just
Yeah,
to clear this on
that's
the
fine.
outside.
Look, there's no problem with you calling it into your boss. It's just we need to get underway. So if you could call in your boss while we step through.
You can follow us. We're trying to
Yeah,
make
just-
sure nothing
we
bad happens. If nothing happens, then we're happy.
Yeah,
So-
like it's just we really need to get through and start checking security footage or anything you've got, because these individuals might already be initiating their plot.
So no, I'll check into that. Just one moment. So it's
God damn.
It's obviously that he's not denying it, but also it's like you see this as a person who's just automatically playing by the rules. But while you're doing that, you both can make notice checks.
5.
Okay.
Bam, bam. Ooh, 3.
3. So okay, you don't. It's like, and Julie. Unfortunately, you don't see that since you're still contending with the guard who will not, who has to wait for boss. But Val, as you're kind of looking around, you and Abigail are starting to see some other movement going through the crowd, and something that you hadn't seen before. It appears to be different mascots. At least, or it looks like just kind of costume mascots that are moving around. One of them is of kind of a jokingly oversized light bulb. So, the other one is that's like,
So evil.
yeah, the other one is a circuit board, just in one of a general circuit. So, they're all, and then another one is of what looks like a transformer box. They're all just kind of moving around, waving at kids, but you notice because of that when the way they're moving, it is very synchronized. I mean,
I'm
highly
gonna
synchronized for
ask
what
it.
this.
Excuse me. Who did you get for the mascots? Just in case they weren't actually supposed to be there.
So he's are you asking the security guard?
Yeah, he's there.
So
Who would know?
it's just
Or no?
it's just some employees of the park. So they do this on a regular basis. So yeah, they're up here if you want to talk to them, boss. So, but
I'll
yeah,
keep my eye on them.
but they are moving in lockstep. They are kind of moving in general lockstep, and you do see that as they're doing through it, it seems that they're kind of going. The 3 that you can see are going into a tighter semicircle, moving in around the stage where the dolls are at.
I'm
Brilliant.
gonna have to go and intercept them because it makes sense to do so. I'll say, excuse me,
So,
and
but
step
Abigail,
away.
yeah, as you're moving through, Abigail's kind of looking. Do you want me to back you up?
Yep.
So you see her holster on that. Like, all right, we're ready.
Let's
So,
go.
okay, so which one are you going to first? The Transformer,
Which one looks the most adorable? That's clearly the
oh,
evilest
that's the
one.
light bulb. So,
Gotta take out the evil light bulb.
okay, so, but you look around and there seems to. It's like you look around. The light bulb sees in front of you, waves. So, and then it's like waves, and then starts moving forward again.
So evil.
So it's starting to push past you.
I want to trip it.
So you want to trip it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's combat. So
All right. I'll roll
you will.
combat.
But you that you will be noticed. So
All right.
since it's pretty deliberate, you're kind of perpetrating a dick move against a mascot.
Yep. And if it turns out to just be some dude and I'm overly suspicious, oh well. I got a 5.
A 5. Okay. Let's see. Well, the light bulb unfortunately goes down. You do see that, and it's like, and as that happens, it's like you don't even have to make a notice check at this. That you see that there obviously is a large familiar tube going in the back of it, arcing through the back of it.
Oh
Okay.
my.
So. And after you've tripped it, other people are looking around at you a little bit strangely, because you did obviously trip. That's like what looked like you just tripped a person. The other 2 mascots stop, turn, and are now moving towards you. It is a slow
The
game.
dolls are secure for now.
Yeah, for now.
Send help. I mean, I could just go and attack them, but I don't think that'd be good for our reputation. Like, any ideas on how I can reveal their evil robotic nature? You're the robot scientist.
So
That's a good point. Can I roll my robotics to see if I have an idea of how to reveal that they're evil robots?
yes, you can. So
I mean, set them on fire and let that burn away to the robot interior would work, but it might traumatize some people.
They might have some kind of voice activation. Nope. I get a 3.
3?
Oh, I know. Install printer driver.
Yeah. Initiate override voice command.
But actually, a 3 with your previous knowledge actually does come in handy because you realize.
Yeah. Sorry, go.
Oh, no problem. But you realize that you do see the similar cooling tube, and whatever these androids are, because you remember that from the ramshackle one that appeared at it's like the museum in DC.
The museum.
That it seemed to be again the cover for a much more sophisticated robot, and that this was either providing cooling or some other purpose to it as well.
Okay. Oh, can I rip? I have those gloves that let me do more damage, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does.
Can I just rip it open?
Yeah. Although these are gigantic though. So you said you were only getting in camouflaging the lightning gun.
I do want to use the lightning gun, but I might want to wait for them to escalate. Abigail has a gun. She can shoot it. That won't cause a mass panic of random. It'll be fine.
The cooling tube. What is it made of?
This one, you actually saw that it appears to be a highly resistant. Well, from what you understood the last time, the other one was made up from a very resistant nanotube. It's like nanocarbon tube fiber. So it is strong.
I thought it might be glass. You might be able to just smash it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know why something
basically kind of a tube going.
Heat would be glass.
Yeah, so this was basically, you see that it was meant to it's like filtered condensed water, condensed coolant into the under machine. So, but it pretty much the reason why it was done is because it was pierced by a bullet. So
okay, yeah, we're gonna just have to have.
Hang on, the thing he's attacking is meant to be like a giant light bulb, right?
Yeah, well, it's a mascot suit, so
not made of glass.
Yeah, it's a mascot suit though, so it's foam.
So that is correct. So
you might be able to rip it off.
So, although that is true, you can give that a try and see.
Sure, why not? I'll reveal it.
And all the while that you're trying to do that, you should be shouting out, "It's an evil robot!"
Those are also evil robots. Stay away from them. I'm with the UN. It's fine.
It's gonna be like an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
So.
Except it will actually be a robot instead of.
Hey, that happened once. It was
the
at a
old
music
farmer.
park.
Yeah. But yeah, you can do that. You actually put your hands on it, and you feel a familiar feeling, Bao. That bumpy feeling of a 3D printed, it's like exterior.
Oh, they 3D printed the whole thing.
But this does feel giving it some more ply too. So this is made the consistency of a foam. That's like of a foam backing on there, so you can rip it open. But it's about this time also that since you're still doing this, security is now coming up to you because you've knocked down a mascot. The other two are almost on top of you, and that's like trying to rip through the suit.
Well, I better do it fast.
What are you doing?
It's a robot. Trust me.
It's a machine!
This isn't my first rodeo. It's a robot. Watch. And then I'm going to rip the foam off.
So, okay. So, all right. You go ahead and do that, and that's like the minute it's torn, you hear a very synthesized voice saying, cover compromised, going into acquisition mode immediately, and suddenly it rips apart.
As it says that, I would like to interrupt the robot's signals as I start sprinting towards the one that is being ripped out of its costume.
So, okay. You do see that the other two, by chance, are ripping out of their costumes as well. People are fleeing. And I would say, yeah, they managed to emerge just as you take it. It's like as you manage to go ahead and stop them in their tracks. You see that they are that's like frozen. Go ahead, Julie. You can go ahead and make a robotics roll.
Yes, I'm gonna get my own machines. Do I get any? No, I was gonna say, do I get any bonuses from studying them? But I already got the bonus. I was able to disable them.
And this is a
Here we
one-round-
go.
Okay.
I get a 7.
So, this is very different from what you know the last designs to be, but this is very reminiscent of one of Majestic 12's that's like semi-autonomous box bots, as they were called, used to be called. They were a development that were essentially was put forward to DARPA to be under DARPA to basically provide a military battle unit in the field, but was quickly overtaken.
Hey, I used to work for DARPA.
Yep. So you actually are familiar with the signs, but they do look like they are slightly upgraded just out of this. And each one of them appears to be carrying what appears to be a plasma ejector at the end of each line.
Well, that's not good.
So,
God.
But they are stopped for this turn, though. They are not moving forward. People are panicking everywhere, and I would say you, since you were taking that, Bao, you can go ahead and make a notice check along with Abigail.
That would be a 4.
Okay, and with Abigail's on the spot, you see that a little bit more familiar face that was to you. It appears that the head agent, the Majestic 12 one that you encountered back in the Smithsonian, is now ducking behind. Has actually just pushed aside the guard that you were negotiating with a minute ago, and is running in the back.
I'll send Abigail after the guards. I have a lightning gun. I'll take care of the robots.
So, okay. She is
Not
going...
the one that I'm fighting. I'm going to make it ours.
So you're trying to convert one? So, all right. So that will be... It's like in combat... so we're about to go in... This will be official combat. You have one surprise action before the robots come back online. So, and Abigail is making strides back towards the... back towards where the display is. So, all right, you will get your first attack on them. They will, but they are not operating out of this. So go ahead and make your attacks.
Cool. I'm using my lightning gun.
I was gonna robotics the shit out of it.
Okay, so are you basically trying to wrest control of it from over to your controller?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right.
I'm gonna take my because I'm basically right on top of it. I'm gonna take my PDA, stick it to its shell, and hook some cords up to it, and hope I can remote control it.
Okay, that will be a robotics roll to make sure. So all right, you can roll that. Val, go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay, I got a 4. Does a lightning gun give me any bonuses? I don't really know how that one works.
Yes. One moment, because that's considered a stunt. Or mega stunt.
Yeah, my book's not with me right now.
Oh, no, it's a problem. So, since you're using the Tesla-Dyne particle beam cannon, functions rack, flaw limited battery pack, so you won't have that many charges. It's weapon 4 or weapon 6, but at a cost. So.
I'll just take weapon 4 right now.
Weapon 4, okay. Since you're not. Since it's not going, since there's no opposing on that, that takes one physical stress box out. So, congratulations on that.
All right.
The other one, all right. And as for you, what'd you get, Ray? What'd you get on your hacking roll?
I got a 5.
A 5? Okay. That's enough. You have you do have full control over this particular warbot. So I will give you stats for the next turn. However, since Majestic 12 control will return in the next round, you will have to make an additional hacking roll to make sure you can retain control. So
I'm just gonna try and shut off its
just turn
receiver.
it off. Yeah, just turn it off. That'd be great.
Okay,
because I'm wired into it, so I should be able to continue to control it if I just turn off its Radio receiver.
Radio receiver. Okay.
Hopefully.
All right. Then in the next case, they will have one chance to wrest control from you before you can switch the signals. So you will have one more check at that. But you do have an attack with it in this next turn since it's still going through. All right. And let's see. All right. You hear shots fired from the back. They do not sound like your normal one, at least the ones from your pistol, and that's all you hear for the moment. So, all right, going into the next round. So, everything will attack first. The other two remaining warbots are going to go ahead and attack. Bow's one's going to attack you, and Ray, one of them is going to attack you, trying to knock you off of its. Knock you off of its friend. So.
Oh no!
All right. So it is for this one. All right. It's just going. It's like since it's near on your partner, it's trying not to damage him, so it's just going to do a general attack ray.
Okay.
And it will get 7. So.
Do I oppose that or?
So you can oppose that. I would say your opposement can come in either two ways. You can try to dodge out of the way, or if you prefer, since you do have control of this, your one action with your box bot, this unit, can be basically using it as a shield. So
that one.
To comment? Okay. So that will be...
the robot is going to turn
okay.
and be struck by its companions.
Okay.
Maybe it will cause the other robot to have a moral conflict.
All right, I will roll for that.
I'm sure it will.
All right.
Oh no, I have attacked my synthoid brethren.
All right, and that's at a 5.
So
that's at a 5, so you do... It's just rolling on physique, so that's your roll for this. So it will mark down one of the physicals on that. So, all right, and Bao, the next attack will be coming at you, and it will be using. Basically, it's fully weaponized, so it will have 2 damage if it hits you.
That's not good. I guess I will dodge, which is action, I guess, or is it combat to dodge?
That'll be combat for you. So.
Okay, good.
Ooh. So.
Damn it! I rolled a 4.
Okay, and that will be an 8 for the war.
That's not good. I guess I need to take consequence then?
Like I said, you have 8 on that, which is that's like 2 on that end. So you can take a physical stress, or because for that, or you can take a consequence. Honestly, you have enough boxes of stress to.
I'll take just a physical stress.
Okay, since that just takes out 1. So, and also remember, you do have stunts as well and aspects to work with. So, Bao gets blown off from the side, and unfortunately, and hurled. But it's pretty bad for her on that case. All right, and now, Julie, you have your final hack check. This will be opposed with the Majestic 12 controller. If you succeed, you have full control over this droid now, and you have broken link. So.
All right. Well, I got a 5.
All right. All right, and you are lucky because the Majestic 12 hacker that you were going against had a 6, but he is reduced to 4. So you have managed to wrest control, and this particular box bot is now under your full control. You have destroyed the external receiver. So.
Yes.
I just need to do that a couple more times.
Yep, and we have the last action, which, Bao, that was your attack. So.
Okay. I will shoot with my lightning gun.
Okay.
That's terrible. I got a 2.
A 2? Okay. So remember, you do have aspects and stunts if you want to. So.
Let me see. My stunt isn't very good. To me, I will use my Tesla 9 second most dangerous employee to reroll.
Okay, so.
Yeah, my stunt is basically I can fix people.
I can get a +1.
That's not a bad thing either.
Yeah, but,
I mean, yeah.
So 3, okay.
Yeah.
And
3.
All right, and I was.
Yeah, 3.
All right. And unfortunately, it did manage to dodge out of the way. So, So there
All
is on that particular one. All right, so we are up into the next round. So you do hear it's like you do hear more gunfire coming back from the back. So and what sounds to be at least the sounds of struggles coming from the it's like the back end. All right, and we will go into the other one. So next, it's like the next round. Ray, what are you doing?
I am going to
Attack the receivers. Make it so
yeah,
that
I
they
don't know
can't
if I'll be
receive.
I don't know if I'll
Just-
be able to do that.
So you have control of the box bot. So
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to use this box bot to attack one of the other robots.
okay. So
Preferably the one that was just attacked by my companion.
okay. So you're going to take that one out. I would say from here on in, if you're going to use any of that, since it's pretty much similar, you can roll your robotics to basically command it to do something, and that will.
Okay, cool.
It's like that will, unless it's for defense on that, that will basically take out what it's doing.
I got a 5
A 5?
to attack.
Okay, a 5 to attack. Alrighty. Let's see if it has defense. And it does not. So, alright, that's like it goes by -1, so you managed to take out another stress box on it. That particular one has 3 left. Alright,
Why
and
do they have so many? I guess I just want to shoot more lightning at them because that's all I've got.
so, all right, you can do that, or else if you or else you do realize you do have different abilities and science as well. You are a material science, so you might be able to figure out something by that way.
Okay. What material are they made out of that is structurally weak, and if damaged, it would cause them to fail? Or I guess really, I just want to shoot their like coolant tubes, so that way they melt or overheat and
Yes, so
die.
you do know a weak spot on them, so
Yeah, I want to shoot that.
okay. So that will be us for that. That will be an aimed action. So
Okay.
that will. That's like so. You will go ahead and take one off of that. So
Okay. So I'd be rolling at a 3, I think. Would that be it? My combat
Yes.
is 4, so roll
Yeah.
a 3. Okay.
rolling a 3. So
And I need to actually hit that button 4 times. Okay, that would be a 5.
5. All right. So let's see. All right, and you managed to go ahead and grab. It's like take a hit on it too. You do have. It's like that as well. However, it is. That's like it's. You see that the coolant starts leaking out of it, and it starts acting very, very erratic. So you are taking. But also, I will say go ahead and make a quick notice check.
Okay. That would be 5.
5. You can already feel it from this end that the heat that's building up around it is becoming fairly extreme. And you remember back from when you saw the ramshackle robot around. The only thing that really, when you looked at the inside of this, most of that looked like it was almost completely fried.
I'm
So
gonna want to get away from that.
yeah, and there are still crowds basically trying to run around. Most people are away from it, but but the heating issue right now is what's causing that. So also, if you can use that to your advantage, it will get at least one more attack before it completely fries out. But if you can use that to your advantage, that might help as well.
Maybe I can lead it to one of its robot friends and cause the heat from it to overheat, work past their cooling systems, because they seem like they run hot. So
Yeah. So
that's it.
yeah, you can give that a try as well. So, but since that one's worrying about itself, the other one will take another shot at you, Bao, since they seem to be confused about attacking their friends.
Okay.
All right. So, and the middle active one will get an 8. So,
Well, I got a 3.
all right, you can take a mild consequence, or if you want to, or you can take another stress box.
I'll take another stress box.
Okay.
I've
So
got
you're down
4.
to physical stress. All right. No problem. All right, that'll work in that case. All right, we're up in the next round. Chichu. Julie, what are you doing?
I am going to. There's still other robots up, aren't there?
It's like the two other robots. There are only other two warbots that are here. You have the one that you have control of, the one that is overheating, and the one that's still active attacking Bao.
No, I'm gonna trust that Bao's got this.
Okay.
And I am going to attempt to make a quick robotics check on the fly to boost my robot's performance by implanting drivers that I know are better than the ones it has, because I'm a way better roboticist than the guy that built this thing.
So so essentially you're trying to
update its software to give it bonuses.
Okay. For that, I will go ahead and allow that. So since this will be your action, so you won't be able to attack this turn, since you're not commanding.
Indeed. I figured that I wouldn't be able to program it and attack.
Okay.
So I got a 6.
A 6. All right. That is enough. It gives you two options for doing this. You can either have that's like a +2 bonus that will last for the next 3 turns, or it can actually do a full-on overcharge, basically frying its internal systems to give you one final powerful shot, which will be at a +10. This is basically just a full knockout. However, this robot will be useless after it.
That sounds pretty cool.
Nah, I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay, so the +2 over 3 turns.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I've got to take a phone call quickly. But I'll still be able to hear you guys. I'll just mute my mic.
Don't worry. Go ahead. So, okay. So he has that. Bao, what are you doing?
I want to get the overheating robot to like knocked into and over the other robot that attacked me. That way, the heat will transfer to that robot and cause it to overheat as well, because it'd be too much for its own cooling system to handle.
So, you can do that. You do have science skills to try to accomplish that, possibly.
Mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering, I guess, would be the best.
Okay. So, how are you? What are you trying to do with mechanical engineering then to get it to run?
I want a thing that will build something real quick or arrange for it to be there that can knock it over. I'm not sure the best way to do that. I'm not an engineer in real life.
No problem. So if you want an idea, you realize that its motivators are kind of like its legs are going out of control. So even though it's overheating, you can essentially using the lightning gun to kind of make a precision shot to make it run forward, basically activating its locomotors to ram it into its partner.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Would that be? I'm better with combat than any of my science stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I will say that will be mechanical. Since I will actually allow you to use combat, since this is more off of that. So
Okay.
you'll have the bonuses from your lightning gun. So
That's one too many. That would be a 6.
all right. So let's see. It's already at a negative because of its that. All right. And it got down to a 4 because of its negative, so it is now barreling into its partner, and about that time, as it does, you see that it starts arcing with electricity as its heat sinks are starting to short out, and it's pretty much frying from the inside out. And in your luck, it actually starts. That's like it manages to knock over and almost start melting into its partner, which luckily enough has now pinned it to the ground. The other one cannot get up. So,
Great.
All right, so that nullifies its attack for this round, and this will be back to you, Ray.
Brilliant. So those two look like they're overheating pretty good.
So, yeah, that one's pretty much down for the count, although, it's stuck to the ground, although it is not in its overheating throes. You can make an attack, since it's stationary, you can go ahead and make an attack on its coolant tube. So
Those are. Oh, actually, yes, I will.
okay.
As it's pinned to the ground, I'm gonna. Do the robots have hands?
Yes, they do. So
I'm gonna reach down with the hands of my robot and just close the hand around the cooling tube of the other one and crush it.
and crush it. Okay. And so and you don't have to worry about rolling for anything on that. It's pretty much stationary, and the robot has enough strength, so it pulls out and it starts going through the exact melting procedure as it did before. And so,
Quick, Bow, jump on my robot.
Okay. I won't question that.
So this actually will end the particular combat for this. You start moving forward, and about that time you see. It's like you actually see the entire front stage, which was actually was a curtain that was being propped over that, fall forward as as a slightly wounded Abigail is with her Jacqueline tarot mask on, is just fist fighting with the older Majestic 12 agent that you had seen previously sneaking into the back. So, and from behind you, you see that there are the dolls in each. That's the dolls that are actually set up and staged on pedestals on. Behind you as well, behind them as well. So they're fist fighting on the ground. The robots have been taken care of, but security is kind of almost helpless to move in because they do see he has a gun that she's trying to wrestle out of his hands.
Send the robot in.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Yeah, send the robot in.
All right.
I should probably hop off of it.
So that probably would be a good idea. But yeah, you send it over there. You manage. The robot pulls them apart, and drops, or at least tries to gently drop Jacqueline as much as it can. The agent is screaming, "You work for me! It's Alpha Primary Override now, now!" To his utter, and unfortunately for him, he is not going in any way near shape or form because you did such a
And
thorough
then I
hack
say
job.
to him, "You do realize that I upgraded the software."
Oh, God damn it, you stupid! Tesla-dyed agents. Do you realize what we have back here? The secrets that are held within. You are denying your country the possibility of free energy.
Yeah, except it's not. Look, if you want free energy, there's this thing called the sun. Okay?
So
you just need to build solar panels, okay?
So
you don't have to worry about all this mystic energy stuff.
Oh, God damn it. So, and just a stream of obscenities comes out of him as the authorities have come in, which now include the federal agents. And and as you can see, in about an hour or so, Robo comes in with the other
as
agents.
the security guards show up, I say, "Take him away, boys."
So,
No, let the police take him away, not the security. They don't have any actual authority to do that.
yeah, this is just normal park security. So, well,
in the police truck, take him away, boys.
Take him away, toys.
Well, at least it's not. A Robo comes up. Well, at least it's nice to know that when I'm not here, at least it doesn't get boring for you.
Oh yeah, I met a new robot.
Yeah, that's I see that. Although honestly, I think he's somewhat lacking my personality. Also, they have an overheating issue apparently.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, there's a reason that I didn't sign off on these when they were pushing them through DARPA.
Poor craftsmanship.
You know, they have really obvious faults. Like you don't want to paint. If there are easily exploitable problems in your design, you don't want to paint them bright red. Is what I'm trying to say.
But yeah, he looks over at Jacqueline. So I guess this was at least the end of your first adventure. Then she just looks back. Hell no! I don't care what Dad says. I'm continuing this on.
Yeah, Uncle Robo.
Yeah.
God, not you two.
Too late. I already
I'm
sent the
gonna
message to
when
everyone.
I get back to Tesladine Island, I'm telling the entire robotics department about that.
I already told everyone. I sent it in an email.
Everyone's gonna be told
Reply all.
at the office Christmas party. It's gonna be, Uncle Robo, can you pass the eggnog?
So, oh god. Although, did you at least find out why he was chasing after after Edison's old creepy dolls?
Well, when he caught him, he was shouting out about free energy. So I'm guessing the secret to his to that generator thing. Yeah.
So, oh, did you mean were you meaning this? So, and you see that and you see Jacqueline pull up what appears to be a wax recording cylinder that's made up of multiple different pieces that were set up on top of each other.
Probably.
So, I think
okay, I see.
So I think I may have figured out what was going on. So, and as you look back at one of the other, she goes back up to the display, picks up one of the other dolls, and inserts the wax cylinder. And as it goes through, you hear that there is there actually is appears to be a horrible recording of a screechy kind of young woman's voice that is running back numbers over and over and over again in sequence.
Oh, it's like a numbers station.
So, except this is the code this is the decryption key for the code Edison was using on his journals. So apparently he never wanted to have them in any one place. So he decided to hide them in different areas, or at least the toys that nobody thought he would. And you look back, all 5 journals are...
Sorry, you go.
Oh, no problem. All 5 journals are there, and when you actually piece them together, you actually see that they're actually referencing out serial numbers for the particular dolls that he apparently hid each portion of this cryptogram in.
So, the agent brought the diaries with him.
So, those were the locations, and he needed to apparently needed to confirm whether or not these were the correct dolls that had each piece of the cylinders.
Oh man, I was just about to crack open the robots and check their memory banks to see if they knew where the journals were, but he just brought them with him.
So, yeah, and from what your pull from the other investigation is that Majestic 12 was looking into trying to repeat Edison's ODIC experiments, but had no idea how to produce it, since the only notations either were in Edison's own hand, since he notoriously kept all that information to himself, or with the Tesladine databases, and since neither were sharing, he figured he would try to take the direct route. In turn, he found out that there was a specific codec that would cryptogram that would unlock all of Edison's information in his ODIC journals. However, they were separated, so that's why he was looking for the dolls in particular. And given the one that was located in Indiana, that's why it looked like it was just even though it was actually one of the correct ones, they just took it out basically for the recorder. That's why the recorder was stolen from the Smithsonian as well, since that, even though it wasn't in the doll, that actually still had the wax cylinder in it with the particular cryptograph piece.
Cool.
So,
all right.
That's pretty much the end of how it's like Edison's array. So, any questions or?
No, I had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I do have to go right now. So.
Yeah, no problem. So, cool, no problem.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, no, glad you liked that. Sorry if it took a little bit off. I was trying, and I'll talk to you more about this later, Tom. But yeah, I was trying to include Jack Tarot, who is a character in basically an old pulp character that appeared in, damn it, Deadly Art of Science. Excuse me. So.
Yeah.
The Deadly Art of Science.
But yeah, we'll at least end the recording right here. So, but again, thank you very much for listening, and we'll talk to you later.
I always love playing with you two.